Hello everybody and welcome to this, the first episode of Tricogha Nights. I'm over here if you're wondering because I didn't set up a big opening screen, but welcome to the second show to ever grace the Component Cast channel. I am joined by a whole new cast of people, but before we get on with tonight's show, we've got to do a little bit of housekeeping. So tonight we have a few people to mention, and the first people to mention are the makers of this game, and this game is Urban Jungle. It is made by Sanguine Productions, who have brought us the TTRPGs Ironclaw, Bleeding Edge, and Cardinal. You can currently get this game, Urban Jungle, on DriveThru RPG right now, as of September 28th, on a fairly deep discount for both PDF and the print order versions, so definitely go check them out. A link to this game you can find in the panels below in the new show information for Tricogha Nights, which I should mention, Tricogha Nights, the new show! Other than that, we need to thank Syrinscape. Syrinscape, thank you to you. We can bring amazing atmosphere to our table. You can add sounds and more to your game when you download the Syrinscape app. Go to your, on either desktop or mobile. To find out more, go to Syrinscape.com or follow the links in our panels and description. But folks, we're pretty much there. Without further ado, shall we start tonight's show?
Tricogha. It's a city of dreams, they say. They might have even been right once upon a time. But now, it's a rotting, corrupt corpse on a hill. When the nation went dry, a few saw the potential, saw the money that was waiting for them. Now, you can't go a block without passing a speakeasy, even if you can't see it. And you'd be surprised just how many upstanding citizens you'll find at a table with a glass in their hands. These can't help but want money or power. Problem is when both of those mix away from the light of the law. Corruption, exploitation, and murder. It's all just another night in Tricogha.
We are back in. And just a quick note as well, now that you've seen it in large and in live and color. Also, guys, thank you for mentioning about my microphone. I've new scene, new show, who dis, and still getting my audio levels. Apologies for that. But we need to mention the awesome character artist for this show, Seven, who you can find on Twitter. Mikey, do you have that Twitter handle? Or if not, can you just post that in chat when you get it? They've done some awesome work for us for this show, and definitely go check them out if you're looking for something anthropomorphic, because that is their hallmark style. So yeah, without further ado, Roach, over to you, buddy.
All right. Get my stuff here. I've lost the notes. I did the thing. I lost it in one of my screens. There it is. 1927. United States. It's another April day in the grand old city of Tricogha. Gateway to the west. Sitting along both the southern shore of the Great Lakes to the north, and along the Big Muddy on both its banks. It stands as a metropolis of the Midwest. A hub of activity with ships, trains, and trucks coming and going at all hours of the day and night. It's a beating heart of industry commerce in the interior of this continent. It's early morning, April 18th, 1927. It's been raining since last night. And it doesn't look like it's going to let up anytime soon. Beasts from all over the city are starting to go about their days. Men with overcoats and hats, ladies with umbrellas. They dash from overhang to overhang in the murky gray of the stormy morning. We go over towards a less well-to-do part of the city. Davis Heights on the west side. If you'd like, by the way, there is a map available. Should be available now. New game, do this. But we start going towards what's well to do. Davis Heights on the west side of the city. Along the streets. Come upon a small multi-story red brick building. It's surrounded by similar such buildings. Only the smallest possible alleys to either side. No doorman stands in the front of the lobby. In fact, the lobby, as it is dark. The odd flicker of light showing every now and then. The light fixture on the ceiling looks to be on its way out. And from the looks of the rest of the room, it seems like the owners can't or won't spend the money to fix it. Having to manage soundscapes.
Welcome to my world.
Oh, where's the thing? I should label these better. We'll get it. We'll get there eventually. Up the stairwell, we hear the sounds of many languages being spoken from behind thin walls of the apartments on every floor. Chinese, Czech, Hebrew, Irish. Beasts are starting to leave to get on with their days. Near the top floor, the 5th floor, find an apartment, number 502. Inside, it's Spartan. Few things in the way of personal items or even furniture, but for a table and chairs in the kitchen. On the table, we see a small shoebox next to a collection of old newspaper clippings and photos from the old country. Sitting in front, eating a plate of what could possibly pass as breakfast, we see Mikey. Would you describe your character?
Sitting at a very Spartan table is a 6'2" Irish wolfhound with dark metallic grayish fur. Along underneath his right eye, cutting across the bridge of his nose, is a deep scar that splits into two just below his cheekbone. One goes high, one goes low. And he's wearing a red shirt, which stands out among the rest of his clothing. It's the only piece of bright clothing he owns. It's a work shirt. He is currently eating what might be considered breakfast, if you are considering a breakfast is grey sludge.
It's not much,
but it's enough for him.
It's enough. Hold on, my monitors are coming out of my ears because I have an oversized head but undersized ear holes.
Anatomy.
Yes, and in front of you, Larence, you see the clippings that you've kept over the years. Things from way back in the day, newspapers, some of which are no longer allowed to be printed in their home country, and others that are just memories. A few pictures of you, others of old comrades. One showing you the collection of other various beasts in French uniforms, all in a line, the headline underneath. Local boys joined the Foreign Legion. Lost in this for a time. You have to go into your day job for a while. Soon you're called back with the rapid rapping on a door by a small fist.
Larence stands up, throws the plate into the dish, into the sink to wash when he eventually gets back. Fixes his tie, checks the buttons on his shirt. All right then, it's another day, another dollar. And he turns towards the door, looks out through the peephole to see if he can see who he thinks it is.
You don't see anyone through the peephole.
Definitely who he thinks it is, and he opens the door.
You see, low to the ground, a young boy who lives on your floor, looking up at you, your humongous size. He's a small cat, and he says in a very not accented English. You've been born here. You know he's from the Pattersons down the hallway. He looks up to you and he goes, "Mr. Shea, you got a call on the floor phone."
Thanks, Jim. And I give him a pat on the head and walk past him as I close my door.
Down the hallway is the one phone for the floor. The earpiece hanging off to the side. Obviously, it's still waiting at the other end. And when you arrive, put it up to your ear.
Larence O'Shea.
Yeah, you hear at the other end. It's familiar to you. A kind of a breathy man's voice from your boss from the ice company, Mr. Peterson. Oh, hold on. I've got a thing for this. I had a thing for this. My plans. Hold on. Damn it.
Larence, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Mr. Patterson. How are things?
I need you to come in. I had people call off. I need more hands. I need more hands here right now. We're not able to cover all the routes. I need you to come in early.
All right. I'll be in. Give me 15 minutes. And he checks his watch.
Oh, you're a godsend. I'll see you then.
Click. Fantastic. And he turns and goes back to his room and grabs his pistol, puts it in his holster, grabs his blazer, puts it over his head, and grabs a flat cap. It's not the newest flat cap. It's got a few patches at the back, especially. But he pulls it on proudly, adjusts himself, and then makes his way out of his apartment, locking the door behind him.
All right, and you go down the stairways to the lobby, looking out into the morning air. Out in the
Miss
street,
Felice.
you see.
He taps his hat at the receptionist.
She waves her hand towards you, and you exit out into the street where, again, people are starting to rouse. People going between the streets, trying to stay not dry on a day like today, but at least not as wet. And you begin walking the few blocks to the nearest bus stop, as it will be a ways to go for your day job location.
He doesn't try and stay dry. He just walks the fastest line there.
As this dog walks down the street, you move over to another side of the city. All the way over. Waterside in the South Fields. Fewer beasts walk along the roads of this part of town. Off in the distance, the rising clouds of smoke can still be seen from the Augusta Steelworks. Fires undimmed even in the rain. Work buses owned by the steelworks are driving from block to block, picking up their workers for their long shifts that will soon be starting. A small, low building sits at the corner of a city block. On the front, a plaque reads, Hancock Boarding House. The tenants and owner inside of this building are all sitting down for a breakfast. A requirement by the owner, Miss Grace Hancock. Sitting at one corner of the table, a single beast takes a plate and begins eating. Utari, please describe your character for us.
Well, this character is called Harry Neville, no relation to Gary. He's simply dressed with a little duffer cap on the top of his head. Sort of shortish fox, red fox. Definitely looks a little bit out of sorts because his fashion sort of maybe describes a slightly earlier time and a slightly different place.
Oddly enough, you were out of place in a place where no one has a place. Everyone's from different backgrounds. Nobody seems to match the norm in this house. Individuals who still wear what's fashionable or was fashionable in their home countries. All but Miss Grace, who is the owner of this establishment, a buxom deer from down in Georgia, who has come up north to start her business after she ran into a bit of money. You've been renting a room in this house for some time. Costs less than an apartment. And the meals are good. Such as the one you're having right now. A requirement everybody who sleeps in this house will eat together. By Miss Hancock. You know, it's a great day to get some work done. Your chosen profession. Everybody's going to be paying a bit more attention to the rain than they are anything else, especially in the central part of the city. But you know that'll have to wait. A man you owe quite a large favor to for some previous work has asked you to do some work for him, and that you should meet him fairly soon at Holly Wharf in Low Harbor.
All right. Well, he's gonna finish up his breakfast, and we'll turn to it's Miss Grace, right?
It's Miss Hancock.
Miss Hancock. That's it, Miss Hancock.
Though she does quite often insist that the younger men in her boarding house refer to as Grace.
Grace. Okay. Oh, that was a lovely bit of scoff there, Miss Grace. Couldn't spare us a shilling, could you, for an old copper? You know I'm good for it. I just got some business with a man about a dog.
She looks at you, looks you up and down, and then opens a small hand purse that she carries with her, and out of it she takes a quarter, enough to get pretty much anywhere in the city on a bus. So, anything for you, dear.
Oh, you're such a sweetheart, you are. Don't worry, I'll see you right by tonight. Alright, don't worry. Keep the Rosie going on the old kettle for us. I'll be back by the evening. And off this
Translation.
cockney sounding man goes to his meeting.
All right. Holly Wharf isn't too far away, so it's up to you if you would like to palm that quarter or stay a little drier and take a short bus trip.
I'm going to randomize on this because I feel it's going to be very much an impulse thing with this guy. Odds, he'll use the quarter. Evens, he'll palm it. It's an odd. So he's actually going to use that quarter in good faith today. That's what he feels like. He doesn't really fancy getting wet, and he got the quarter for nothing. At least that's what he knows. She's yet to find out.
All right. So yeah, you go to a stop and you wait a little bit of time before paying the fee, getting some change back. Actually, it's not that expensive to ride in the bus, at least not in this time period. Oh, for everybody watching, by the way, I don't know if it's come up yet or not, or if the art hasn't tipped you off, but everybody's animals. It's anthropomorphic animals. This is that's the thing. I don't know if we've said that enough.
You don't say.
It's lost.
You don't say.
It's lost. Yeah. And by the way, just to also as thing, it's less Zootopia where the intrinsic sizes are maintained, and closer to something like Disney's Robin Hood, where it's more equalized. So a mouse isn't like that big. It's 2 foot or something like that. That's how. Just so you all know. Well, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, you board the bus and begin your trip to Holly Wharf up north. So we see that bus travel along. Camera pan up, drone shot. To a different part of the city. Cherry Point in the New Delta. Which is B on the map, because that's the... So, it's a bit later in the morning. The New Delta sees crowds of beasts start to come out, even with the rain. willing to brave the weather to enjoy the high-class atmosphere. Women in fine dresses, men in tailored suits can be seen in shop windows and cafes for blocks. We come upon a small cafe on a corner. The rain has made the outside dining area unusable this morning, but the inside is spacious and clean. It's themed after popular French cafes of Paris, or the closest approximation somebody from the Midwest thinks they are. The smells of coffee, tea, and fresh-baked goods waft through the air, mixed in with small, quiet conversations. A small table near the back has a group of beasts sitting together, newspapers and coffee cups on its surface. Red, please describe your character. Push to talk. Push to talk.
Push to talk. My character is a about 5'3" lop-eared rabbit with a white patch on her eye. She's dressed. She's wearing trousers, which is unusual for a woman at this time, but it's more comfortable for her and it's more comfortable for her work. And she's got a hat sort of low over her eyes, just to not quite give it away that she's a woman. And her name's Lena.
So, you sit at a table with a smattering of other women, all rabbits. Individuals you've fallen in with since coming to the city. Well-to-do in the upper classes. Your background has given you in with this group. And it's a good way of gathering some information for potential work. Current conversation centers around a party or fundraiser. It's not clear that the mayor of the city is planning on putting on very soon. Apparently, according to them, it is going to be the social event of the summer. This perks your interest. And while you don't necessarily engage with the conversation, you gather quite a bit of information on it, as well as the multitude of articles that have been written by the various newspapers the city has.
Excuse me. Sorry. I'm just going to get another coffee. Can I get you ladies anything else?
No, I think we're good.
Wonderful. One more.
You arise. Are you actually going to get them coffee?
Yes, but they're also wearing me out a little.
They're a bit much.
They are a bit much.
Unending amounts of questions about various things French, which is all the rage in the fashion circles of this era.
I also have a small smile on my face because this ain't French.
No, it isn't. And the bust of Napoleon in the corner is definitely a bit gaudy.
I'm just kind of, not the done thing.
Yes, and for reference, for everybody wondering, yes, Napoleon is a rabbit, a smaller than average rabbit of the era.
But of course.
Yes. Do you order another round of coffee and you're waiting for that to be delivered when you think you know a few people in town that might be able to get you some tickets, or at least a +1 ticket to the party? Might be some leads you might have to look into.
Wait.
Mulling
very
that,
small.
yes, mulling that over as you gather the order and head back to the table, as they insisted that it would be a nice day to go out. You
I am
go back-
French. This weather does not bother me.
Of course not. You go back, sit down, and listen to one of them talk of the most interesting horse she met last night as we fade out. Go to another section of the city. King Square, North Central. A large complex of Tricogha University stands tall above the smaller homes of this part of the city. Young men and women walk on campus to and from their dorms. Some jog to try and unsuccessfully escape the rain that is still falling. Outside of the campus is surrounded by block after block of a mix of small apartment buildings and well-to-do single-family homes. But for one street, leading out of King Square and into Hawk Green, where a line of large homes stand apart from the simpler affairs of the area. The Green Row. One such of these homes is full of activity. Workmen try in vain to protect tarp-covered furniture as they move it from a box truck in the driveway into the front door. A few of the house staff try to help, but most are content just to stand idle off to the side and watch, under the overhang of the roof, watching the workmen go about their tasks. Two stand off to the side, not fully a part of the house staff, but not from the moving company. Both have the look of trouble about them as they nurse cigarettes and watch, talking softly only to each other. Rival, would you like to describe your character for us?
Push to talk.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Tell I don't have to use that button often, don't you? My character is a Black Panther. As such, he has the look of a predator pretty much all the time, like he's sizing up everyone around him. His clothes are like a kind of dirty grey shirt, brown vest. He's basically appropriated his attire over the years to make him blend into the background whenever necessary. They're not quite workers' clothes, but they're not quite that middle class either. Oh, and he has a flat cap.
And his name?
That would be also helpful, wouldn't it?
Yes.
His name and I've got to get this right. Jack Satis Finem Roman.
Jack. The boss had a meeting today where he couldn't bring anyone with his staff or guards. So, you got stuck watching the new guy and keeping an eye on the house staff and the moving company. This new house being fitted out for the boss before the next campaign season starts. The new guy is a coyote by the name of Fred. It's a little squirrely, but he doesn't bother you that much. It's mostly trying to do a little bit of small talk here and there, as for the most part, you're just keeping an eye on the people, making sure nobody nicks anything. It's not your job to make sure the furniture gets into the house dry. No, Fred, as he takes a drag and kind of thinks for a second. Both of you under another overhang of the house roof. Just, trying to stay dry as well as you can. So what do you know? What's the boss doing?
Doesn't matter what the boss is doing. We got a job to do.
It's just, just trying to think, some small talk.
You want a piece of advice, kid?
Yeah.
Alright, you know. Don't think. Do as you're told. Keep that long snout of yours clean.
Okay. I'm gonna...
You get a job, you do the job.
Okay. Alright. Okay, I'll do that. I'm gonna...
Alright. If you do a good job, me and you never meet again.
Okay. Oh, all right. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go check things around. Yeah. It's
Alright.
like the thing where he puts the cigarette down on the heel and then he goes out towards. He goes into the house. So now you're alone. Now with your thoughts, just watching these people take furniture that's never been sat in, that's being taken from a truck and then put into a house where it'll never be sat in.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. The only highlight for about a half hour is one of them, a bull, accidentally trips on a puddle and almost shatters a bust of George Washington that was in his hands at the time. But thankfully the old wolf is fine. And
So George Washington's a wolf. Napoleon Bonaparte's a sized bunny. Okay.
yeah,
I all of a sudden really want to know what Michael Collins is.
I hadn't thought of that one, but I have
Probably
a lot
another
of
Irish
these.
wolfhound, probably.
I do.
Probably, yeah, that
I
makes
don't
more
want to theme
sense.
it that much. I have a lot of these. For world building purposes. Like Ben Franklin was an English bulldog, but that's honestly it works. It's fun. But yeah, that's. No, I was thinking it would be she'd be a
She's
a
not
dachshund.
born yet.
It should be a dachshund, and then she raises English corgis because, like, as a pet, she has English corgis.
She's definitely born at this point.
Yeah, no.
Is she born 20s? I thought
1927?
she was early 30s.
I thought she was early. No, because she was like.
No, you're right. Yeah, she's like
Yeah,
20.
she would have been.
She's
Yeah,
1927.
she's like a baby essentially at this point. Like she's not. Yeah. But yeah, that's about the highlight for the next half hour. Is you just watch this happen. There's even a time when the moving company guys are just waiting for another truck to come, being slowed up by the rain. So it's just kind of a lot of standing around. Under your skin a little bit. Just these people not doing anything, but we were just told to keep an eye on things. Just wait for the boss.
All right, gonna go and find the coyote.
You said it was April 18th, 1927.
Yes, April 18th, 1927. Which I
Queen
believe
Elizabeth is a year old in about 7 days.
Okay, cool. I also believe it's a Tuesday, if my calendar is correct. Which it might not be. But yeah, you head into the house. It's standard affair. It's 3 stories, but it's not single stacked. There's a ground floor, and then there's 2 floors that are at different heights with like separate staircases. It's kind of like I don't know what they call this, like a duplex or something like that. I forget the name of it. It's pretty modern. It's a little ahead of its time. It's a lot of spacious rooms. Big main foyer has a lot of the tarped furniture kind of stacked up here, and a couple of the house staff are drying them, like some towels are trying to get the water off, because it's going in between like a mist to like a heavy rain. It's April off the Great Lakes, so it's it's not your first year here. It's pretty normal this time of year. April showers bring May flowers. There's a reason it's pretty much the rule in this area of this country. But it doesn't take you long to find the coyote. He's got his hat off, and he's talking up one of the cooks. She's this small like cat that's just she's in her like a white top with an apron and everything, and he's talking her up. Actually, this is a good first roll here for the game. So he's talking her up, and I need you to roll I need you to roll a mind observation check. So what you do is you roll your mind dice and you roll your observation dice, and anything above a 3 is a success. Oh, I just saw that fucking pun. Legit. Okay, so that's 3 successes. So this was, and by the way, the way this works with this game is that a 3 is a tie, and unless you're contesting somebody, it's anything above a 3 is a success, and the amount of successes required depends on how hard something is. Unless you're contesting somebody, then you both roll dice, and the person you're contesting to, like you have to beat their die number. So that's how that works. Very simple system in this sense. So you got 3 successes. This only required 1, so you can see into their souls. He's not successful. he's not being very successful. She's just kind of placating him. She just doesn't want to. This is interesting, but he doesn't have a chance.
Way out of his league.
Yeah.
Okay, I will walk up to alongside him. Sorry, darling. clip round the back of the head. Boss is paying you to work,
It's just
not to pick up skirt. Get moving.
starts shuffling back outside as you kind of, do the straighten your shirt a bit and do to the lady and then head on back. We zoom out of the scene. You were muted, so I don't know what you just said.
Oh no, it wasn't supposed to be.
Okay.
We're doing a Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, essentially.
It's the one thing I liked about that game.
Yeah.
That was actually for the innovative mechanics. Too bad they'll never make another Grand Theft Auto. Okay. We zoom out to another side of the city. Near the lakes. You can also thank that music on Midge, who was able to find me a whole bunch of public or usable tracks that I did not have before.
So I spent my
Midgeman
morning.
is our music man, if you believe it.
Yeah.
Funny enough, as producer of the show, I felt like it was a good idea to go, does he have any music? at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
I did not. We zoom out and go back towards a section of the city. Holly Wharf, Low Harbor. Ships bob in the slight waves of Lake Whiting. Long, low Great Lake ore carriers alongside tall fishing boats sit at dock. Dock workers go back and forth, loading and unloading ships in a dance of labor that never truly dies in this part of the city. Just beyond the docks of the wharf, there lay row upon row of storehouses and canning plants that ever hunger for the spoils of these ships. Alongside the southern docks, a small section of the waterfront has been made with benches and penny binoculars. A years-old measure to try and bring some tourists to this side of the town, this part of the shoreline. Unsuccessfully. On one of these wind-stripped benches sits a raccoon in a nice suit and overcoat. He sits there waiting to be joined by a guest. Doesn't take long. Walking up along the waterfront steps comes his guest. Midge, could you describe our character?
So, the guest you see is a white tiger of towering stature and fine fur, who's wears a slightly brighter blue suit than the grim concrete of the docks around them. Walking with purpose, perhaps a little bit of hesitation. An overcoat to keep the rain off, and he adjusts his tie before going to meet the raccoon. This is Alderman Jack Andrews.
I gotta get a fourth screen.
Welcome to the club.
More.
The raccoon is a man named Albert Barron. He owns a shipping operation that brings some higher class goods from north of the border over the Great Lakes. Quite a bit of amber liquid flows from this operation. He looks up, sees you, and kind of leans back expectingly for you to sit alongside him.
That's it.
He had a messenger come and find you as you were moving house. Got a problem. I'm gonna need you to help.
And how can the state of Tricogha help you, Baron?
Got a busybody mouse on the docks. Been running checks on things he shouldn't. I need you to go over his head. It's that gala party, whatever he's calling it, the mayor's throwing. Port Authority chief's gonna be there. You got the pole. From under his waistcoat, or from under his overcoat, takes a manila envelope and kind of tosses it half to you across. It's weighty, filled with a goodly number of papers.
I open the envelope.
Inside, you see a selection of seemingly valid shipping papers, documents relating to various boats that go over the lakes. None that are in Baron's name, but who's to say one or two don't have something on them that belongs to him?
And I close the envelope. I put it in my coat pocket. Mr. Baron, I'm guessing you want me to hand these over to the Chief of the Port Authority?
Put a good word in for an upstanding business owner.
Business owners are the lifeblood of the city. I'll see what I can do. You can always back the jack. I'm gonna stand up.
Jackie boy.
I'm gonna take a sandwich that I had and start breaking it off and throwing it into the river. Yeah, what's that?
It's a salt lake, so there's absolutely no ducks.
Does it anyway. It's showmanship at this point.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're throwing it into a wasteland of life. That is the Great Lakes.
I'm taking off the crusts is what I'm doing.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Why not at this point?
I'm not American at this point.
Yeah. You do that. One other thing, this mouse, he's got a report he's making. I got men. Keep an eye on him. Don't have to pull, do anything. This report would go public. Well, you should say I won't be the only one that goes down if that happens. So I made arrangement. I got one of my own. He's on his way. He'll help you. Just make sure it doesn't raise any questions. Just need the report done. He stands up, kind of readjusts his cufflinks. Pleasure as always, Jackie boy. This much smaller raccoon than you are, but the power dynamic is noticeable.
The gravitas of his exit. Okay.
And he starts walking towards another figure that steps out from the side. One we've met before. Small fox. Drier than he would have been if he had walked, but being misted by the lake and the remnants of the rain still coming down. An individual you know, Harry. You owe Mr. Barron a bit, as you were caught red-handed in a minor theft of some of his property about 8 or 9 months ago. Instead of doing what he normally does to individuals who steal from him, he thought you might be useful. Kept that favor in his back pocket. Seems he's calling it in. He walks away from a tall white tiger. He walks up to you.
All right, Gov.
It's good to
Harry
see you.
says
Harry.
nervously. I hears you wanting to call in that favors.
That's right. Got a job for you. Our mutual friend, your new boss, he'll tell you what to do. He kind of points over his shoulder to the large tiger.
Coyly slips at an angle around to get a look. What, that old bint?
Yeah. He'll tell you what you need to know. You get any trouble? Well, don't come calling to me. Starts walking away. A very fine Oldsmobile sits off to the side with a driver with an umbrella, kind of waiting. A little bit of ways away, you can see him walking towards. You are left alone with this other gentleman as he slowly eats a sandwich.
What?
Christ, he's not even American. Okay. We've got a few things to sort out. You're gonna come with me, and I'll integrate you into my entourage somehow. What size shirt do you take? We're gonna need to get you dressed differently.
Looks at himself up and down. Hey, what do you mean?
We got a few things to deal with, and if you're going to be seen with me, a lot of the time, we gotta look good.
You mean I've got to dress up like a stupid little peacock like you do? Nah, thanks, Gov.
Look, we both owe the Baron a debt, so to speak.
Yeah, but the thing is, my profession is tea leafing. He ain't going dressed up into some stupid old bin's parties.
Well, even so, you still need a cover. And if you're going to be hanging around with me, someone in the public eye, you've got to fit in.
Carl, you mean you're one of them politician types?
In fact, I'm going to hand him a campaign badge.
Yeah, all right then. Puts it in his back pocket without even giving it a second look. All right, I'm not going to give you any Barney over this. All right, well, whatever. You're the governor. So what's the Balamori then?
The what now?
The Balamori, the story.
There's was it a porcupine? Was it a porcupine? The reporter. Was it a mouse?
Raccoon.
No, he was a raccoon.
Mouse.
We're looking for a mouse.
The mouse is
Who's on
The mouse is the reporter.
Who's on first?
There's a bit of a rodent problem, but I'll loop you in when we loop in my main guy.
All right.
First, let's get you cleaned up. And I'm going to make a way to, like, just middling tailor and get him fitted with at least a better fitting shirt. Maybe some clean slacks if he's going to be working with me closely for a little bit.
He's not covered in. He's not covered in dirt.
Yeah, he's not filthy. He's just
He just washes his clothes, you know.
A mid 1910s working. No.
He doesn't
Because
wash
he-
his clothes. Miss Grace washes his clothes.
Yeah, but they're clean clothes.
Fair.
They're just
Fair.
about 10 years out of date. Because you know you'll learn the backstory.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And
The
my
equivalent
God,
of
man,
somebody
this is the
wearing,
20s. Get up to date.
I guess. Be like somebody wearing a polo shirt unironically today.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's that's fair enough. That's still Jack's.
And I just dated this episode.
But
I
no,
mean, it is the Roaring Twenties again, just in a different way.
It's true. That's true.
I
Yeah.
don't know. We've got the global recession to prove it.
Exactly.
10 years early.
Yeah.
That or setting up for an even worse one.
Oh boy.
All right. So, after that, faithful. Along a roadway, we see our Irish Wolfhound walking away from a bus stop to a building. On its side, it is painted a penguin with a cartoony smile, thumbs upping, and with ice behind him. You're at the location of your day job. A company that provides ice for refrigerators. For the for the refrigerators in the city that require ice blocks.
We keep the icebox cold around here.
Even those newfangled ones that don't require any ice, those are still highly dangerous and they'll never take off. Natural ice is always going to be
never.
better.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes. Or at least that's what your boss, Mr. Pedersen, continues to say.
I don't tell him I have one of the newfangled ones at home.
You definitely wouldn't. want
No,
your
I'm
salary.
I'm too damn poor for that. But
Also,
maybe,
I'm not
maybe
kidding.
Mr. Alderman
Because
over there
I
does.
researched this. Yeah, those are like if they get a breach, your cancer would have cancer. Like it's bad.
Yeah.
Like the refrigerants of the early refrigerators are super toxic. So yeah, that's a thing. But yeah, Mr. Pedersen, who you see just inside of the large loading bay of the building. This is a storehouse, like just in time shipping. So the ice blocks come in by train from Wisconsin, some of the northern regions, where they're kind of stored year round in areas where they're harvested from during the winter, during the freeze. So it's very important that when they get here, they leave quickly, because there's not really a storage area in this building. There's just areas to prep the blocks for the trucks, and then the trucks go out and they bring it to customers, at certain intervals when they're already established. You see, Mr. Pedersen, there are 2 trucks still in the loading bay, and they shouldn't be there. It's late enough in the day that they should be out. They should be out on their runs, and you can see he's, as ever, this large polar bear. Just in this fairly mild day in
Buckets.
in Tricogha, he is sweating and looks sickly, as he always does. He's always got like a handkerchief that is just soaked. He's just like patting his forehead at all times, and you can see he looks somehow worse than normal at this point as you enter the building, and he sees you. He kind of, it's time to form, starts walks up to you and goes, "Ah, Larence. Oh, thank God. I thought I was gonna have to. I thought we were gonna have a disaster today. I've had 3 drivers, no shows. Do you know how to drive?"
I don't know if I know how to drive. I don't think I do.
Do you want to tell him you don't, or do you want the money?
Would I have ever driven anything during my career as a soldier?
See,
It is the 1910s, so
it's 1910s. You've driven a carriage before. You've done that. That has 4 wheels. And
Different kind of horsepower, though.
yeah, it's different kind of horsepower. Though not that many more.
it's the difference of 4 and like 12.
Yeah. You've seen drivers before, though, because you, during your time in the military, took part in situations where you've had to be near or on a truck and like in the cab. So you're. It's up to you whether you think you can or not. You've also, normally you're like a back of the shop kind of guy with this operation. You take part in you handle the saws that because these blocks are like rail car blocks, like they're huge like slabs that are then brought here on like larger trucks, and they're cut and like prepped here to then be sent out. So you deal with that part of the operation, but you've been part of the delivery team where you've ridden in the cabs and you've been a part of that when they've been short staffed. This is
This is an extreme case.
Yeah. There's been no shows before, but it's.
Well, as a team player, which is one of my things, I feel like even though I might not be the most qualified driver, it's better than no driver.
Yeah.
I can try. I've seen people drive before, and I've driven a few things before too. No promises on delivery time, though.
That's fine. They're already gonna be late, Larence. They're gonna be late. It's just as long as they get there, and I mean, you should be fine. It's raining. You know, the roads are pretty clear, so you should be okay.
It is also the 1920s, so
it's also the 1920s.
Yeah.
The amount of laws that govern trucks are basically nil, so you're good.
Yeah, true.
Criminally, you're not gonna be criminally liable for anything.
Yeah. So yeah, I go. Yeah, I'll handle this, Mr. Pedersen. Just give me the keys, and I'll get going.
All right.
Actually, let me check in, and I go check in to make sure he pays me.
Yeah, as this whole time he's like been walking with you. He does this normally. He kind of walks, and you're expected to
Follow him.
To follow, and like it gets to the point where you go through the door, the insulated door section to the ice part of the warehouse, and he just like immediately switches. Like he does no longer palming himself anymore. He's just kind of like relaxing, and it's like just above freezing in this room with him ice in here, and this is fine for him. This is normal.
This is good.
This is good, yeah. And you know, you check in. This is where the check-in is, because this is where his office is, so you can keep an eye on people checking in. So, but yeah, okay, good. You're gonna have Alvy as your assistant today. And he points back, and you know Alvy. Alvy's a little 11-year-old. A little 11-year-old horse who has been helping around the shop this whole time. So he's a decent worker, you know.
Man, everyone must have like called in sick or something. If you know, it's me and Alvy.
You know, well, we got 2 other trucks out there, but we I don't know what's going on. We just don't want to show up. Yeah, you are given the keys to truck 2.
I give him a pat on the shoulder. I'll get back, and if no one else is back, I'll take the final truck as well.
Oh, you're a godsend, Larence.
Alvy, we got going, buddy.
He's like puts up the broom that he was sweeping the shop floor with, or a mop that he was sweeping the floor with, because there's not gonna be any. Yeah, it's all gonna be like
water.
Water, yeah. He puts that up, and he comes to you, and yeah, you are go out to the truck. It has been loaded with slabs of ice pre-cut to the specifications that are required, and yeah, you get in. This is an old Bucephalus, so it's like it's a Bucephalus truck. It's not new, and it's been through the ringer, but
does it start?
Well, you know, you you would know how to start it. I've
seen people like start trucks before.
Give me a, let's see here. I'm going. Well, it's definitely gonna be mind. I'm gonna see if any skill applies.
There is transport, but I have a 0 dice on that.
Yeah, so it would have been transport. So yeah, I just need you to make a mind check.
Oh.
Okay, that's 1 success. So, okay. Oh, yeah, that going.
Congratulations, you figured out how to turn it on.
I mean, in the 1920s, that's an achievement.
Well, the thing is, the keys didn't even exist at this point.
Yeah, I probably had to get out and like crank it. So
yeah, it's an old crank start. Yep. It would be actually it would be an old crank starter, or the really fancy ones. It might even be like no, electric starters wouldn't be common for a while. So
yeah, this is a truck that's probably older than the build thing it's next to.
Yeah. So you turn it over. It starts up. Not necessarily you're inside the cab. You're just trying to give it gas and try and keep it going while the crank starts going, and Alvy's got that going for you. And yeah, you don't. It's not the smoothest. You definitely grind a couple of gears in that gearbox.
It's already on the way out anyway.
Yeah, it's not pretty. It's not pretty. It's not pretty, but just it's working, and that's the part that matters. It's working.
Yeah, he's driving.
It's very Anakin in Phantom Menace.
Yeah, it's working.
And this is where the fun begins.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck you.
Now this is pod racing.
Oh,
Now this is truck driving.
this is bad. No.
You started it, Roach.
I know.
Prequel memes.
Yay! They never get old.
Much like the prequels.
Yeah. So yeah, you begin
Trucking.
trucking down the roads. It is still raining, but it has definitely lessened up since this morning. It's more like a light mist, which is fine. So, Alvy's operating the windshield wipers because at this time period, windshield wipers weren't automatic. They were manual. That's a thing. There are controls in the
I
cab
pull out
for
a
windshield wipers.
thing of cigarettes and I light one.
Yeah, and you start driving out to your various stops that you have to deliver your ice to.
He couldn't smoke on the way here because it was raining. So
It was raining, not because you were on a bus or anything like that, because nobody gave a crap back then.
yeah,
Nope. Don't smoke, kids.
it's bad for you. Don't do it.
Yep. But we head over to another individual that we met before. A small bunny who has given the slip to the group that you had previously been with, as they decided they were going to do some shopping for accessories and things for the upcoming summer events. You decided you were going to call up on a couple of contacts for that party, see if you could get in. So far, not a lot's come up. A lot of people are gone this time of year. They're out, they're up north or down south or just anywhere but here. It's the Midwest. Nobody likes staying here. But you have a few contacts within the upper crust of the city's society. Individuals that you've been able to kind of like worm your way into their orbits over the little while you've been in the country. One of them is the newest of the city alderman, who was not elected, because aldermen are not elected in in the city. They are appointed. But he does come from a well-to-do family and would definitely be invited to this little get-together. Only problem is, he moved recently, and you've been trying to track down where he went. So, to see how that goes, and because this has mostly been role-playing and only a few people have rolled dice in this role-playing game, which does include dice rolling, I have been led to believe. I'd like you to give a shot at, I'm going to say, for trying to find where he's gone to. You're going to be trying to track him down. And I would say that would normally be like a mind plus presence or a mind plus questioning. But because of your background, I think mind observation would be viable, because you could spend just more time trying to come upon the information organically. It'll take you longer to do this if you take the observation route, or you could just roll your mind die and try and get it quicker by asking around.
Okay, I'll roll my mind first. And because I don't have any thinking, presence, or questioning. So if I get a success on my mind, then we'll just assume that I asked the right questions to the right person. Other than that, I'll go and look for a moving truck. So observation.
Okay.
So
All right. That is a success. You beat a 3.
that was a body, sorry. But I mean, it's the
It's-
same dice for me.
It's the same dice. Yeah, it's a 6. You don't have any bonus or anything to that because that's not how the game works. It's just the die. So, you're able to ask nearby where he previously lived, which was a more built-up area. Well-to-do still, but more built up, less expensive. And you found out that he somehow got a place on the Green Row, which you know from your recent dive into this circle in the city. Is a very expensive place to be. It's just outside of the actual, like, rich part of town, which would be the North Point area. But it's close enough that it's one of those, like, prestigious places, like, right at the cusp of being, like, high class, but still just below it. Which surprises you. That would mean that he recently came into a lot of money. That he did not necessarily have before, somehow. But you get the address. And it's a bit of a walk, but you could always take a bus. You're not hurting for cash.
I'll take the bus.
And this is a time period when public transportation, it's probably a trolley, actually, but public transportation wasn't necessarily a foreign concept to American city planners. Oh God, what happened?
Shots
In
fired.
fact, it was actually essential because there was not enough cars.
Yep. Though this was just around the time whenever the big car manufacturers and stuff like that invented the term jaywalking to blame pedestrians for deaths by car accidents. Yep. Because jaywalking derives from jay, which is an insult to stupid people from the country.
If you've ever been to France, they take that to the extreme.
So, you board the trolley and you head to the address. And by the time you get there, it's actually, let's say, we're getting towards the noonish time at this point. You see a moving truck just pulling in, like reversing into the driveway of the location. And much like we've gone over before, there's just a bunch of house staff watching from the side. Kind of the house staff has stopped helping the moving company individuals. They're not being paid for that. So they are just kind of watching at this point. The cooks are no longer outside. They have gone in. They have begun working on today's meal, as the boss is close to the owner of the house, is supposedly supposed to be home very soon, as or at least that's the plan.
Does anyone look like they're in charge?
There is, apart from both of these groups in the like off to the side, you see two individuals standing kind of alone. One looks more senior than the other. One looks like kind of like maybe like early 20s coyote man. And the other one looks to be a bit more worldly, grizzled panther, who is just, arms crossed and just watching. Looks like he might be in charge, or at least has some sort of authority in the area.
I go up to the panther. Bonjour, monsieur.
Miss? I did.
He did.
See?
Do you know when the Alderman will be home?
I'd like to know your name first.
Lena La Pan. I have met the Alderman at many parties.
Your name's Lena the Rabbit.
Tu parles français?
Enough.
Not enough to say that in French, though.
What about parler cockney?
No, nobody. Absolutely zero.
IRL, yes. My character, hell no.
Full disclosure, I've just exhausted my entire French.
I know that Rival's just exhausted his entire French, so I'm going to speak English, pretending to speak French to him.
Just speak
Oh,
without
Sam.
an accent.
You got to do the hello thing. Whereas when you're speaking French, you.
Good morning.
Oh, it's a bit where you speak with the French accent and then
is now
chaps,
open.
we've got the. My God, she speaks the Kings. It's like my favorite.
Hello,
scene in
chaps.
that whole bit. It's my favorite moment. Anyway.
I wish to see the Alderman. It's been a while since I've seen him, and I hope he can help me with a favor. And so, do you know when he'll be back?
I don't know you, miss. How do you know the old man's moving in here?
He is a very popular figure in town. I asked a couple of my friends.
Not entirely sure when the old man will be back. I'll tell him you were here, asking for him.
Thank you, I'd appreciate it. He knows where I'm staying, so if you don't wish me to wait, then I will return to my hotel and wait for a call from him.
Okay.
Merci, monsieur.
Au revoir. Okay, really have expanded it now.
And as our bunny walks away, I think it's time for us to go to a break.
Yes, so right now we will take our midpoint break. Use this time, grab yourself a drink, have a stretch, use the bathroom, all those things that we'll probably be doing, and we will see you in about 5 to 10 minutes' time. And we are back. Welcome back, everybody. Hello, Mordred. Thank you for the raid there, just to bring that in. And hello, everyone. Welcome to the Component Cast. This is the very first episode of Tricogha Nights, a urban jungle campaign DM'd by Commissar Roach. Roach, why not recap us a little bit?
Tip's hat.
Tip's hat.
My raid.
Yeah. The Vikings. Yeah, we had an introduction of all of our characters throughout their mornings in the great metropolis of Tricogha. Our two working class individuals of Harry and Larence. Our bunny in the form of it's French, Lena. Lena Rabbit. Lena the Rabbit. And our two individuals who already knew each other, which was Jack Roman and Jack.
We're both called Jack.
Jack and Jack. That's not going to get confusing. We have Jack R and Jack A.
Just call me Alderman. It's probably easy.
The Alderman, who already know each other. Jack R looking out for the Alderman's stuff as he's moving into a new, very oddly expensive home that he is just moved into with seemingly no change in his actual income. Maybe somewhat related. He had a meeting with an individual who ran booze over the northern border of the Great Lakes into Tricogha, because as we all know, 1920s America was a backwards land where prohibition ruled. That never happened again, right, guys?
Also, the IRS was formed about half a century ago, so Jack, watch your back.
Yeah, Jack's back. Hey, it can bring down Capone.
True.
No, he hasn't come down yet.
Ooh, Jack.
That's true.
Don't you
That's
come
true.
back
Yeah,
no
he won't come
more.
down for a bit.
Capone's definitely a rat, by the way. Capone's definitely a rat.
Capone is a porcupine, for sure.
Yes, Capone's a
See,
porcupine.
was gonna go with a beaver.
avoiding using stereotypes for the animals of nations, because I think that
says the guy who just used a raccoon to be a mob boss.
that
He could have used a panda. He could have used a panda. There's a great advert in the UK where there's a panda who talks with an Italian accent. He's obviously doing a soprano thing.
Yeah.
And he's doing Fox's biscuits.
Fox's
Yeah.
biscuits, and tell them Vinny
Yeah.
sent you for the good stuff. And it's
Yeah, so I haven't
Great
settled
hilarious.
on the only one that I have settled on is definitely I don't know why, but I love the idea that Napoleon was a rabbit, because I think that's funny.
Oh, yes. Napoleon was a rabbit, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
And George Washington was a wolf.
Was a wolf, yes.
I also had an idea that Michael Collins was a stag, because it's the national symbol of Ireland.
I was about
Yeah,
to
that could
say
work.
that. No, just Abe Lincoln's a moose. Like
That works. That works.
Well, no, that would have to be Teddy Roosevelt, Bull Moose Party.
Yeah, that works.
absolutely. But everybody
I got
has
a million of them. All right. So yes, we just we left off with our resident rabbit being turned away as she was seeking out an ability or trying to find a way into a very high class gala / fundraiser / just general party that the mayor of the town or of the city was putting on in the coming days. She knew the Alderman from various social functions since she arrived in Tricogha, and was able to track him down to his new location. Leaving her calling card, or just the fact that she was looking for him with Jack Roman. who
Actually, I would have left a calling card because that is a thing that happened in the 20s.
It definitely is. Yes, you wouldn't have. See, here's the thing: is this game does not have a detailed monetary system, so I'm trying to work out how much money would La Pan have. She definitely has money, but how much would she spend on a hotel room?
Does $1 a night sound expensive?
I'm just trying to work out, is she going to spend a lot or is she going to spend a little?
She's going to want meals included because...
Okay, then you definitely have a calling card. You definitely went out of your way to write down the number of your personal room phone, which is a new thing. That's most places don't even have that. Like homes don't even have that.
And I would have just given that. I would have normally left a tip, but the Panther doesn't look like the type who would be more suspicious if I gave a tip, so I just left the card.
Yeah, he's not a doorman. He's not
exactly.
A doorman, so yeah, it works out. So you head back to your hotel. You're staying in the Sapphire Plaza section of the city, which is near the it's in the South Bend district, near Addison Park. So it's a nice little place. But you head back. And it doesn't take long for our other two individuals, Alderman Jack and his new tag-along, Harry, to arrive. You had your chauffeur in his it's not as nice as the Oldsmobile that Mr. Barron was in, but it's serviceable as a town car. You don't drive yourself. And he's very stereotypical, very chauffeur. He's got the cap and like the driving gloves and everything, because that was the thing back in the day. But he drives you back to your new home, which you were able to acquire with some aid from your friends in various industries in the town. Looks better to be in the Green Row than it does to be in an apartment complex for future elections.
Step out the car. I love this part of the city. I went to uni my alma mater is just down the road there at Tricogha U.
You can literally see it.
Yep.
from your house. Yeah.
And then some of the moving people say, hey, be careful with that desk. That's Pennsylvania Dutch. Second floor.
Just like it's definitely that's not IKEA either. That's solid wood. Just
oh yeah, Pennsylvania Dutch.
Always 100 pounds.
It is a 150-pound oak writing desk.
Yeah. With the locks and everything.
Can I, from where I've got out the car, can I see Roman?
Oh, definitely. He's not like the rain at this point has really let up. At this point, like even the mist is gone, so it's kind of the midday. The sun is shining now for the first time unobstructed. There's breaks in the clouds. The humid air off of the Great Lakes is starting to blow in from the north, and the temperature is rising. Coupled with the still humid air from the recent rain. But you can see Roman definitely right, like kind of in the middle. I would say, Roman, you're probably, I'm gonna call you Roman because there's two Jacks here.
I was gonna start referring to him as Roman as well.
Yeah. I assumed like you kind of like
you've gone from being in the overhang to kind of being a bit more out in the open. You know, it's nice out. It's sun's coming down. Yeah, you can see him. It's not too hard. He's not with the house staff, which have suddenly started to feel like they need to be working a bit more. So as they saw the car kind of come up, you can see a couple of Roman, you saw a couple of them like go and like get some like small boxes and everything, like just to look like they're working, and a couple others like there's two gardeners who maybe legitimately had nothing to do when it was downpouring, but now are they're now starting to like gather some of the tools around like in the work like that are kind of laid out and like bringing it to the the landscaping little hut that's in the backyard stuff. So it looks like a bit more well-run operation now that the boss is back. Because you can see him.
Roman, I'd like you to meet someone. Was it Harry, Henry, Houdini?
Harry.
Harry.
It's Harry. Bricktop style Harry. Harry. Harry.
He's gonna be when Roman approaches. If Roman
He died last year.
Alderman Andrews. Who's your friend?
Harry Neville.
Mr. Neville here will be helping us on clearing our debt with the Baron. Well, my debt.
All right.
You reviewed it. I didn't.
Sorry, I take it the coyote's moved up with me.
Yeah, no, he's standing near you. I know he's kind of
Hat off in front of the boss. You staying in the house, sir?
I was gonna put him with some of the others, yeah. Unless you've got a place to stay that you prefer.
Who, me? Well, I've got my old man is down at the waterside. But if you're offering a better place, then I won't knock it.
Might be useful.
Don't mean to overstep my place, sir, but he's not exactly dressed for the area.
I know I had him fitted with a new shirt and pants, and hopefully he'll be coming this afternoon. But, well, he's apparently got some useful skills that we might be able to put to our advantage on this. Come on, let's go inside of my office and get a lay of the situation we got.
Oh, boss, you had a lady caller. Actually, remarkably about like 10 minutes ago.
I'm looking right at him. It's just the intensity of the stares going, I should shut my mouth now. You don't talk about the boss's business in public.
It's fine, Roman. The kid's new. Let him be. Did the
Yeah,
lady
boss.
caller had a name?
Lena La Pan. Yeah. Lena the rabbit. She said you knew her from some kind of social gathering, left a card.
Yeah,
Who? Wait a minute. Who? Lena the rabbit? You ain't having a laugh, are you? Not having a bubble here, right? Luna.
Can you speak
Name
English,
again?
please?
Bubble.
I love this character so much.
I'm pretty sure it's just a common French.
No. See.
Well,
Let's go.
actually,
Find
oh my God, world building.
This name. I've heard this name before. Oh,
Oh, brain blast, world building. Napoleon was a rabbit. Last names became in common parlance because Napoleon's Napoleonic codes that were starting to go in there. So of course La Pan would be a common last name.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it works.
It works. It works. Brilliant. Look,
Go
look,
on.
you won't Adam and Eve it. You won't Adam and Eve it, but I know that name. Let's talk about it inside.
I think he means you won't believe it, sir.
Yeah, I got that. But anyway, in we get. Let's go up to my office.
Kid, keep an eye on the workers. You ain't cleared for this.
Yes, sir.
And try not to chat up the first woman you see.
Yes, sir. He like looks. He looks back at you, and he looks over at the group that are getting back to work now, and he's kind of at that situation where he's like, I have been given a task, but this task seems to not require my direct action right now. But I need to look busy for the person who gave me the task. So he's like,
It's just a job, basically, is what you described.
Like you're on a site or something like that, and one of the guys goes, "Go find the guy in charge of storage and ask him to give you a long way."
Long wait.
So you go there and you go, the guys over there just said, "I've got to come and give you a long wait." Okay, yeah, no problem, sir. Stay right there.
Give me a
And just walks off.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah,
stand there.
What's
That's
that
a
other
classic.
one? If you're in construction, it's you give the new guy like a trash bag so he can take air samples.
I haven't heard that one before, but that's great.
One I've seen
Oh,
is
there's
one's
videos of
hooks.
people like trash bags
I
like
need,
doing
I need a
that.
box of sky hooks.
one
Yes.
I've seen is a dude who's given a trash bag and told that they recycle the sparks off of the back of angle grinders.
They have like
Yeah.
a big trash can and they're
Yeah.
like doing that. That's hilarious.
I've seen that.
Yeah, that's great. It's it's annoying to begin with, but you got to remember, you're getting paid that whole time. So technically, you're not doing any work. So retroactively, it's good. Yeah, you head into the house. This is not the first time you've been in the house. Obviously, you got showed it by the agent, and you had instructions left with the moving company on where things should go, and the house staff that you hired. You have an individual who is who's a Doberman, an older gentleman who is in charge of like all your staff. He's like the head of the house staff, but separate from Roman and that section of your organization, your little mini organization. So Gunther has made sure that all of your office items have been getting in the right place and everything's been kind of like put in the correct area. Not everything's been unpacked though. By the time you get up to the highest of the floors in there, which is only slightly higher than the second floor on the opposite side of the building, you find your office / study. Most everything's kind of just, it's in that state where it hasn't been totally unpacked. So there's chairs, a little like all of those like leather overstuffed chairs here and there, and then there's your desk, like your main kind of like work desk, not your writing desk, your main work desk where you have your own chair behind it.
The writing desk is purely ornamental, and it's out.
Oh
on the
yeah, no,
hall, yeah.
you've never used it. You've never used it. You've never used it. You don't even have the keys for half those drawers.
Got it in an auction.
Yep. On yeah. But that's exactly the kind of thing it's a rich pastor would do. It's like, no, it's a 100-year-old desk. Of course I wouldn't use it. Just like, that's to the aesthetic. But no, in your study, you also have a couple. It looks like they've put a couple of the bookcases in, but none of the books have been unloaded yet. Mm-hmm. So it's at that point where it's a new room. It's echoey. It's it's got like all of the furniture's got coverings on it, so everything's like paper kind of. Well, not paper actually. At this point, it'd be like just tarps, like it'd be like fabric tarps over everything. But yeah, you enter and you've got a nice you've got a nice large window behind where your desk would be and where you would sit. And it's you pick this out specifically for that. You have your desk there, bookcases on either side, the chair with the overlook, funny enough, of your alma mater, specifically of the large kind of track and field area that's in the back of the university. You can see out there.
Let's see. I'm just gonna check my what's my okay, I'm awful at athletics. I was gonna say, did I run track and field? Let's see if that was the thing.
No, you're a rich a rich guy. You're a rich kid from the 1920s, so you obviously were a part of like the swim or rowing team. Even though even though you weren't good at it.
Hey, I'm a tiger. I got pretty good body. Awful athletics.
Yeah. You enter into your office. The door is closed.
I'm gonna stand by the window and say, well, we got a mouse to deal with. Or if we don't, all of this, well, it'll be fun while it lasted.
Push the talk, Rival.
What mass, boss?
Some reporter is looking into the Baron's business, which is bad for business.
Master.
I thought it was
he's making a report.
Oh.
He's making a report, but he's a dock master. It's like an official report he's writing for.
Oh, okay.
Things he's come across. That's my bad.
Sorry. That's me.
How do you need it done, boss?
I ain't about killing anybody. That's not what we do here. But we need to get to him, and we need to get to the report.
So I guess that's why we got Harry here for.
The Baron thinks this kid has a particular set of skills that makes his paws stickier than yours and mine.
Much easier if I just had an accident on the way home.
We're not killing anybody.
Kind of makes me redundant, boss.
When I say we're not killing anybody, we're not going out of our way to kill anybody. If you have to kill someone to protect me, I'm okay with it. But bodies on a campaign.
One of my only defining features, boss.
my point is, boss, you can write another report.
That's why we're going to get rid of the old report. And then we're going to talk to him. Find some leverage on the guy. We might need someone that's more in line with your background to dig up some dirt in this guy. Nobody's clean in this city. And then we'll probably need some muscle for the party. Just so we got a little bit more our own guys around there. This all has to happen under the mayor's nose, without him finding out. And I need his reference to even run for state senate, so...
Mr. Andrews, make a mind observation check.
Ooh. So that's my mind. I do have a D4 in observation, though, so... So a 6.
Okay, you're doing kind of the standard like movie thing where you're like, like, we might need some muscle. And you turn around and look out the window and goes, and internally you're thinking, who could be that muscle? And you see an ice truck pulls up, or an ice truck had previously pulled up, and a large 6 foot tall, kind of scarred up looking Irish wolfhound and a young horse boy are unloading. mostly the wolfhound though.
The word
is
you use is
unloading.
pony, Roach.
Yeah, this pony. Yeah,
Boss, I don't think the horse boy's gonna help with this.
Not him. We're not trying to get in with the bishop.
Aw, you can't say that.
No.
You can't say that.
No, Mitch. No.
15 rating. 15 rating.
rating. 15 rating for a reason. The hound.
He's like manhandling these chunks of ice into a stack next to the truck.
He's definitely taken off his jacket, but he's still wearing like the vest and the shirt.
How does Larence? Where does he keep his pistol?
Underneath the shirt.
Underneath the shirt. So he's Okay, so
Your
so
belt
when he's
buckle yet?
normally walking around, he's got 2 layers of clothing between the shirt. So he's got it like in here. So
He's got it underneath here would be the yeah.
Okay.
Underneath here, yeah.
All right.
And it's not a small pistol, but there's no such thing as
Yeah, it's
concealed
a
carry
service
laws.
pistol, right?
So yeah,
It's a service. No, I mean, okay, just like today, you may be able to open carry. That does not mean you don't get it doesn't mean that's
there's no
that's
such
not
thing as him being
concealed.
like, he can just
Yeah.
leave it in there and he's not open carrying it. It's just it's there.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, and that's a service pistol. So that's like a pretty beefy boy. Like in yeah.
That's
like,
a chunky pistol.
That's not Roman's pistol, which is like a silenced. That's like a 32 or something like that. That's not. It's
Hey, you know what they say, right? 9mm may kill the body, but 45 ACP kills the soul.
Yep. To be fair, you were in the French Foreign Legions. That might just be like a honker of a French.
Oh no,
cartridge.
like he won that pistol off of an American sniper.
Okay,
that's
all right.
the story. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Because there's one thing the French did in the early days is they just didn't give a shit about bullet
Just
size.
all right.
Yeah, fucking 9mm lapel. Put it in there. Just like,
Yep.
fuck it. And everything behind it. Sorry.
The French, though, right? With their
The
pistols,
French,
pretty
the French.
crazy.
Yeah.
FMJ
Yeah.
more like FM German.
Yeah. I'm so glad we were able to maintain 30 viewers with our stupid selves.
Yeah, the French, as in La French.
La French, yes.
La French.
La French.
As opposed to the other French, dependable, reliable, turning on times of war, friends.
Yeah. To be fair, this is pre-World War II.
Actually,
so.
no. This is America view of the French. So this is.
Where can we
We
use
had
French
to
in the
save their asses.
in the 1920s,
20s.
it was pretty positive.
Yeah.
Pretty positive. Especially, it depends. There's a lot. This is the Midwest during this period of time, so there's a lot of
There's a lot of
resentment because
German. There's a lot of Germans
there's a
about it.
very large amount of German influence in there. This is around the time. This is about a couple of years after the time when all those streets got renamed, like Kaiser Street and Berlin Street and things like that. Things like Patriot Street and various other things that yeah.
Welcome
so
to
that
Liberty
happened.
Square rather than Kaiser Wilhelm Square.
yeah. It's the Kaiser Park. Oh God.
Skip over to that one.
Skip over. Yeah. So you
Alright,
see
let's
this.
keep moving.
You see him unloading this ice and bringing it to Gunther, your head of house staff, who's directing him to bring it in. definitely looks like he could handle himself. And in fact, with a 1 success, hold on, would that require more? It's a mind observation.
No soul stealing for you, my friend. I'm sorry. You need at least 3 successes on that.
Look, there's a reason I hire you, but if
It's not just because of your good looks.
That's actually a good point. Roman,
Yes.
you could roll a mind observation.
You are there too, after all.
Watch
Actually, no,
me
just a mind check.
suck.
Just a mind check.
Watch me suck so hard on this one, okay?
again, I've made a face character with no eyesight. It's like it's.
There you go.
And the observation?
Oh, I'm going for the observation, aren't I? Yeah.
Yeah, observation. This is where it comes in.
Boom.
2 successes.
I thought it was 3 and above.
No, 3 is a tie. It's above 3 is
Oh,
a
okay.
success. 3 is a tie. Above
Still
3
no,
is
still no soul sealing. But okay, sorry.
But you can definitely see he's carrying a honker of a pistol underneath his vest.
You can see that he's strapped, and you recognize him.
Strapped.
Oh damn! Oh damn!
You
I recognize him.
You recognize him because as the bodyguard of your boss, you attend. You're with him when he's out reveling or when he's schmoozing with the upper class, which means speakeasies. You've seen him behind bar before.
Makes a fantastic cocktail.
Boss. That's Larence O'Shea.
Yeah, Larence. See the
Bartender at the local speakeasy.
over on 5th, yeah. Bring him up here. See if he's up for a bit more work.
You got it. Yo, Harry.
What?
Hands in pockets.
Ah, don't you trust me?
No.
Well, I can't fault you for your
Here's all
honesty.
fair one. It's a fair cop.
So, Harry, how'd you get here from the... how did you get this side of the Atlantic? Is it still called the Atlantic?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
cool.
Yes.
It was always
Change
called the
scenery, didn't
Atlantic.
I?
No, that's a post 9. That's a post 2000s thing. You don't call it
Yeah.
Atlantic.
That was a 1999 thing, you know, past the Y2K scare.
It's like, I don't know how much of this world is the same. It's just...
It's still called the Atlantic. The only things that have changed are immediately around this city and possibly the state. Yeah.
What state are we in?
You're in. Hold on. You're in. You're
Pulls
in
up random map, throws dart.
Yeah, you're in the state. Tricogha is located in the state.
Okay, I know the place well. This is good.
Yeah, I've been there actually on vacation once. Fantastic place. Excellent food.
You go on with the role play. I'll figure it out.
Okay, I go down out onto the like the porch area overhang kind of thing. When Jack's put down a block, Larence put down a block.
So Jack, we're Jack.
More Jack.
Too many
More
Jacks.
Jacks. Everyone's
the
Jack.
gang's name. It's the Jacks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone's actually really called Jack, including Red, who's actually Jacqueline.
Yeah, oui.
That's
Jackie.
state of Fairmont.
Huh.
Fairmont.
O'Shea.
He looks up. Yeah?
Word.
Will I grab my jacket?
Yeah, you might not be living in the truck.
Shit.
There's-
That's the most threatening way of saying, yeah, we might have a job for you.
Possibly, yeah.
That could also mean.
My job is
you're
to
gonna
keep
be in the-
everyone off balance to protect the boss.
6 feet under in an hour.
What he actually means is we're going to be digging underneath a bank, not putting me in a grave.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go out and
use
get my
shovels,
jacket.
don't they?
I'll go off and get my jacket. Make sure I fix myself in like one of the mirrors, because obviously I know who's moved in here, or I assume it's a very rich person. So I fix my tie and fix myself up a little bit.
Yeah, there's only 2 mirrors on this thing because rear view mirrors aren't a thing yet.
Yep.
So there's just the left and right, which are like that big. You're just like,
Yep. Making sure he doesn't look like, terrible, and he's like, all right, kid, and he turns to the pony. Just keep unloading stuff. I'll be back to you as soon as I can.
I'm
okay?
going to point out, because I don't think this is said enough. Pony is a subspecies of horse.
Yeah. He's a foal. He's a foal.
He's a foal. This is a subspecies of horse. He is a young horse, so he is a colt.
Colt.
That is. There you go. There you go.
Hey, Colt, just keep unloading stuff. I'll be back as soon as I can. The guy upstairs wants to talk to me.
Sure thing, boss. He just starts like trying to get this giant ice block.
I feel bad for the kid, and then I immediately go.
He's doing what he can.
Yep. Hey, that's more than I can ask. I'll be honest.
Well, it's either this or he doesn't eat tonight, so
Yeah, fair. All right. I button up the shirt and fix myself down.
So yeah, you enter. It is a swanky house. Very interesting layout. Lots of furniture here.
Clean, because I'm after being outside in the mud, so I'll dry that in.
Yeah, it's there's like one of those things where it's like a rougher rug, like on the inside, just meant specifically for, or right outside the door, just meant to like clean the shoe.
Yep.
So like it's even got that. You can definitely tell, like you go in and it's like one of those situations where like, oh, this is so nice. I don't want to look at these things because I'm worried that like I will cause offense. Like this is so fancy. Like
maybe I've been inside of like buildings that look like this during the war.
At the jackpot.
Yeah,
I'm
essentially,
looking at the jackpot.
yeah. Like there are busts of like historical figures in here that Larence might not know who's who. I don't know
Look.
Yeah,
All right.
there's just a wolf there and like this really stern looking face, but like oddly like swollen mouth that from.
Did he bite a bee or something?
I think Midge got that reference.
I look up, sir. I'll be up there now, and I walk up the stairs towards where Roman is. Push talk.
Post-it
Thanks.
note.
Yes.
Note.
right on Roach's face.
So on the button, just have a button like on the end of the mic. Just have like a sticky note that says push.
Yeah, that's good.
At least you don't look like shit. All right, in the office.
Okay. Thank you. And I walk into the office, looking as straight-shouldered, confident as I can be.
I think you're the second tallest person in the room. Because I'm pretty sure Roman's not that tall. You've got presence, but you're not that tall. I don't think.
No, I think I'm something like 5'11", 6 maybe.
So
but
it's probably the Alderman, then me.
Yeah, definitely. Like Jack the Alderman is tallest. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
He's got the.
I might be whiter though.
I don't, with the art, I don't know. It's hard to
Well,
tell.
it's like they are also angled. So
well, you're
There's
the
that.
only one that's angled. Most everyone's straight on. So that's it. By the way, art for everybody who joined later. Art was done by the artist 7. We've linked their Twitter
in the chat.
In the chat. Really great work. Got the art to us in like super record time. I don't think we waited a full week before we got all these done. It was an amazing amount.
Shocking.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Wolfhounds are huge dogs. Very long.
Thanks,
dogs.
babe, for defending me.
So, you walk in. You've got all that, and Harry's Harry's definitely dwarfed. Because Harry's like a kind of, small fox kind of individual. And as per your job, you're supposed to not be noticed that much. So you also kind of just blend into the group, like into the background a little bit. But yeah.
Alderman Jack Andrews. This is Larence O'Shea.
Sir.
Larence, you make a mean old fashioned if I'm not mistaken. But we're not here to talk about your bartending today.
Thank you for the compliment, sir.
You look like you got your presents about you. How'd you say you
2
come work for me
wars.
on something?
Well, 2 wars ago, I might have been a bit cleaner shaven.
The rugged look works for what we're going with. I'm gonna need a little bit of a few extra bodies for something.
What's the pay like?
I don't know what the money situation of the 1920s is like in America. We haven't Wall Street crashed yet, so...
Oh, no, prices are actually fairly low. A lot of things, because there isn't the crash that drives prices up, and it's not at the post-war boom where prices also go up. So we're at kind of the funny thing is the 1910s and the 1920s and I forget what it is. There's basically the prices in the books. There's 2 sets. There's a high and low, and it's kind of like cyclical. So there's a 10 and 30, and then 20 and 40 are the 2 brackets. But like this is economics. Economics is bad.
Do we know roughly what like a week's wage would be for the average worker?
Yeah.
What's
Google does.
Just say he'll be reasonably compensated, and we can figure.
Yeah, we don't
out.
need to get into
we don't
specifics here. Just
Because
say that
money's not really a thing in this game.
Yeah. He just has to ask because he has 2 jobs he also needs to run, so he can't not be paid.
According to the Internal Revenue Service in 1920, the average income of a United States citizen working full time was $3,269.40 per year.
Nice.
20 cents an hour.
Yeah, about that.
So if you were to offer him $200, he'd be like,
Yeah, no, I was gonna say.
I don't think I don't think Jack Alderman is wealthy though.
No.
You're rich poor. You're rich
You're
person
fake
poor.
rich.
Yeah,
rich.
No.
I thought
he's
you
rich.
just said he was a rich kid.
He's a rich kid from a rich family, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's his assets. He didn't buy this house.
I might be the wealthiest.
That's fair, yeah.
Oh, definitely you are. Yeah. You're paying.
work
You're
2
paying
jobs.
you're paying for a mid-level hotel room in the middle of the city square, in the middle of the city center. And
50
you're,
cents.
I work
So-
2 jobs.
So
So,
50 cents on the hour would be enough to cover his time for those 2 jobs.
oh, definitely. Because the job you're the ice hauling thing is not 20 cents an hour is an average.
Yeah.
You're not getting paid that much for what you do
Yeah, I
as an
assume
ice
the
hauler.
bartending job is the good paying one. I mean, 'cause
It's the
that's
good
tips.
paying one, but tips are also a thing, but it's not regular.
Yeah.
There's only a certain days where the speakeasy's open. Because there is
That's why I have
currently-
the ice job to keep me topped up while I wait for
Yeah.
the.
There's a reason you weren't having a good breakfast this morning.
Yeah.
It's getting low. It's in that part of the
So-
month. Also, there's been a shortage of booze in the city, so
50
speakeasies
cents
are light.
50 cents on the hour sound okay?
Sounds great. When do I start?
We'll get to that. We're just putting some feelers out right now.
I turned to Roman. Sir, do you mind if I take a calling card out of my jacket pocket?
Slowly.
I do so. Pull out a calling card.
On the left side, is it?
Yes.
I'll get it. Don't you pull in that piece.
Of course. Left lower jacket pocket.
The original minimum wages in 1938 was 25 cents per hour. Nice.
Boss. One card.
I take it, tap on the desk, just leave it to one side.
It's one of those cards, by the way. It's because you got these done like a while ago, and it's just like a thing in there. There's a difference between like La Pan's card and an O'Shea's card, because La Pan, you got these done like by like a professional. Well, yeah, she would have. She would have gotten the calling cards done like by a professional. Like it's one of those things.
Called her La Pan, not La Pan.
La Pan.
La Pan.
Pan. French.
La French.
Love French.
Sorry,
but
babe. Making fun of you again.
But O'Shea, you had to get these done. Basically, you did these.
I wrote them.
You wrote them. So so you got like two that you just got, and like one of them slightly like the corners aren't exactly square. Just like you just gonna cut these out. So there's a class difference in those two.
Yeah,
like just noticeable.
Hey, listen, it's hard to get a job when you have a face like mine.
Yeah, depends on the job.
Yep.
But yeah.
Well, Mr. Alderman, whenever you need me, please do not hesitate to call.
Roman will probably be in contact, but it's good seeing you, Larence. If you don't mind me calling you that.
That's fine. Most people do.
You can go now.
I'm gonna chuck him a campaign button. Remember,
I look at it. I look at it, and like
you see a red-topped, white middle, blue-bottomed badge with stars of the opposite color in the top banners, and in the middle section, across the three sections, it says "Back the Jack."
I don't know if he would. He will like casually pin it to his jacket, but not in like a very firm way. Like he's putting it there loosely, and people in the room will notice that. Of course. Thank you for your time. I will get back to my other job. The ice is melting. Thank you, sir. And I will turn around and nod to Roman, nod to the small fox, and then leave.
You do. Outside, you see the young colt who you were assigned to be your assistant. He's not carrying the ice. He's pushing it like
I just pick it up.
Steps.
I just pick it up by the middle and then walk it in.
You do, and you finish your day. Or not day. You finish your job there at that specific location, and
all right, back in the truck. I'm getting better at this driving thing.
Yeah. All right, let's get going. Start going.
Well, boss, you ain't a driver.
I just imagine like you start getting going and then it just stalls out for a second. Ow, damn it.
Probably, to be honest.
Yeah.
Nope, but at least we don't have to find him a piece. Now, I feel like I've got to make a phone call to a young miss. I have a question. I've met Miss La Pan.
Yes.
What is my knowledge of her?
Well, Miss La Pan, how would you present yourself to the young alderman?
As a young French socialite who's seeing the world.
Okay. I am going to. So here's the thing, because that's what you.
But Harry knows who I am.
Harry knows who you are, so this is going to present like a thing here. So, La Pan, I want you to roll a. I'm going to say, just let me. I have to. For everybody listening, for everybody watching this is the first time we've played a full game of this. I've been reading the rules over and over again, but there's no substitute for the real thing, and I don't know the skills by heart yet. So, give me a second. I'm gonna want you to roll I'm gonna say will deceit check, because you are trying to hide.
I've got 0 in deceit.
Okay, then you're just rolling a will. And the Alderman, you are going to be rolling a mind observation check. And this is a contested roll. So the first one, so I want... Can
I just check one thing before the DM?
Sure. By the way, you can also declare a what is it called? You can declare a I think it's a preferred or a special skill, and that is.
So I'm trying to figure out whether I can use that.
Yeah. Well, your first one you can declare whenever you want. But then you have to spend experience after that to change it later for your preferred thing. Hold on, I'm just trying to get it right now so we can make sure, because this is the first time we've done a contested roll. You might want to.
I'm gonna roll
hide
flat.
something.
I think.
Just roll flat. Just let me check.
If I ever have to hide something, I got some serious deceit roll. Look, all of my skills are in leadership, diplomacy, deceit. Negotiation.
Midge, one day you're going to build a non-charismatic character.
I was trying to with this, remember? Then we realized we didn't have one.
All I'm going to say, Midge, is that your character is the perfect politician, because he has high leadership, high that sort of thing, and then really high deceit, because we all know that's what politicians do.
Look at my rally roll for combat.
Yeah. Yeah.
212 and 2d8s is my rally in combat.
It's a progress, recharge, rote, rule of 4, success, tie, contest, claim, assist, bonus, botch, challenge character. I know there's a way. I know there's a thing, because it talks about it, but it's like one of those things in the rule book that I'm going to look at the glossary, or I'm going to find it.
I've also got a background in bribery as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I see how you claim the bonuses. It's if you've got an ability. And yeah, okay.
Yeah, there are certain things, but there's also, you can choose like a favored trait or something like that, and it's I forget the exact wording of it, but your first one you can pick for free, and it's for a specific particular skill, and you get like an extra D8 in that skill. So I'm trying to learn that, because that's a big deal, and so La Pan might want that on a skill that she doesn't have anything in, but might need, like deceit for a thief. So I'm just trying to go through it. Actually, the rulebook, in all honesty, isn't that big. Like, it's not a thick. I mean, it's a thick rulebook, but the problem is that, and the thing is, it's a lot of it's just lore for the cities. So it's.
But if you're interested in this game and this system, you can actually, like we said at the beginning of this show, but in case you missed it, especially you can check in our show information in the panels below if you're watching live on Twitch. We have a link to the Urban Jungle game, which I believe on DriveThruRPG is currently on a big reduced sale. So if you're interested,
it is on a massive sale right now. It's normally $100 for the PDF and the print and the print to order rulebook, but it's only $25 right now. Like, it is, that is, so it's a quarter of the price. That is pretty good. I don't know if it's this rule book though, because this one is the original print run, so this has like a nice like color cover and everything. But even if it is, I mean, still that like hardcover version of this with like even black and white art would be pretty nice. Like the art in this is really nice. So I just local knowledge insider insider retraining. We'll get there eventually, guys. I know we will.
I think I can roll a d12 on top because I have proud.
Right. Personality. Oh yeah, you can claim personality.
Is that from your type and also your personality, right? That's the thing, isn't it? You can use type and personality or your career even, if that's applicable, maybe.
Yeah.
Or one of your
skill
gifts.
favorite. Skills favorite. There we go. You can choose a favorite skill. Let me look that up in the back glossary. That's the name, because I was looking at the name, trying to get that. Where's F?
My
in this
personality,
alphanumeric
my
name?
type, none of that. That's Chiefs. My type is famous. Like I'm.
It's on page 12 because I'm an idiot and can't read.
And my personality. Well, I'm not going to say that one out loud.
Oh wow! Success.
That's your will. Well, it's contested, right?
Yeah,
It's
so you have to roll
contested.
more than that, I think.
So mine's a
Yeah.
will. Was it mind observation? Was it for me or?
It's a mind observation because you're trying to observe. So you're trying to beat a 4 on one of your dice.
Okay. So that's my mind dice. That doesn't work. And my mind observation is a d4. Well, I got a 4 total.
No, it's each dice is a
Individual.
Attempt.
It's an
To get-
individual.
yeah.
So
Right. I
even
failed.
though you had 2 dice to roll, everything, as far as you know, at least until it's confirmed otherwise. Even though Harry says that he knows La Pan,
Okay.
it's very hard to see past the fact that she's a French socialite.
Okay. The
She's very good at hiding it somehow.
the
Moderately good at hiding it. To you.
well, I'm going to say to Roman, why don't you get Mr. Harry here situated while I make this phone call, and I'm going to make a phone call to Miss La Pan.
Harry, let's go.
All right.
And I take him to one of the
There's a lot of rooms.
on the ground floor where there's
Yeah.
service staff would sleep and things.
Yeah, there's a staff wing to the house.
Mind if I have a laugh and a joke?
Don't get that one.
Smoke.
Oh, got it.
Just putting out a tobacco, like a tin of tobacco. With something, if you want to notice, it might seem to register, although I don't know how well Roman would identify with it, but the tin has something on the top of it as he opens it up and starts rolling himself a cigarette.
Roman is streetwise, so
Well, I'll let you streetwise. Don't know.
you claim a bonus D12 20 rolls of academics or observation to know or to recognize criminal element. You may claim D12 gossip with people, gather information about criminals.
I'll let you. Well, actually, I'll ask. Is it criminally related?
No.
Okay, then you can roll a mind observation check.
Rolling.
Engaging roll.
That's one. Three.
3 successes. Nice.
I see into your soul.
This is what you see uploading in the Discord.
Okay. To be fair, just so you all know, there is no
I
critical
know.
success element in this game, but there is a critical failure element if you roll all ones on something you botch.
I'm gonna botch something.
Probably.
Is that like awarded from serving in the army or something?
Yes, that is the World War One. That is
yeah.
the tobacco tin that was gifted to servicemen in 1914, and it's exactly that, 1914.
Except the
Something
head
to
is
allude
that
to.
of a of
Princess.
yeah, but what animal would it be? Is what I'm saying.
Well,
would
let's
change
see.
the animal. How about
German
it has to be
Shepherds,
German?
because-
It has to be a German animal.
Yeah,
I
German
think.
Shepherds.
German
That'd be
It
pretty
doesn't
funny.
have to because
thinking- I
I'm
was
an
thinking-
American tiger. It's like
Yeah.
It's like a dachshund.
Yeah.
A dachshund. The
Could be
English
a
family of
swan.
dachshunds.
That'd be a decent
swan.
considering.
It could be a
Yeah, just
swan. Yeah,
peacock.
that's true.
peacock.
I do like the idea that the English family are all just dachshunds. They're all just because that also works for royalty. They're so inbred, they're useless.
Oof. Well, anyway, yeah.
So, while that's going on,
A phone call.
Jack.
I take it this card has a phone number to the room because there was a you mentioned
It
a
has-
phone in the room. So if it's been
Yeah.
written on the card, I was doing.
Yes. And, just because it's this era, that doesn't matter if you have the number or not. You have to.
Hold on, operator.
Yeah.
Operator.
Hello, please list your number. Number of the extension that you wanted to connect with.
It's-
Yeah.
no.
555-555-555.
But yeah, I make a phone call.
La Pan. You are in your room. You're admittedly pretty nice room. When a ringing gets your attention from your house phone or from your room phone mounted into the wall because it's
I'll walk over, pick it up. Hello?
Bonjour, Mademoiselle La Pan. J'ai entendu de... I'm sorry, my French is all over the place. Forgive me. It's Alderman Jack Andrews. I hear you're trying to get into touch with me.
Alderman Andrews. It's wonderful to hear from you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Just moving into my new establishment here in the city.
I passed by your house. It is most beautiful.
Well, it gets me through the day. May I inquire as to your visit earlier?
This is so rude of me. I hope you can forgive me. I hear there is a magnificent soiree happening for the mayor. And I wish to go. I have not had any vin for some time and I miss it.
Well, I was gonna be there. I sure I could nestle you in as a +1.
That would be wonderful. Is there anything you'd like me to wear in particular? Partners should always match.
Well, I'll be wearing a red tie.
Of course. That is wonderful. Will you pick me up from my hotel?
I'll have a driver pick you up, and I'll see you there.
Merci. I shall see you soon.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
Click down.
I will wear a red tie and a third copy of my suit that I have 12 of.
They slightly
Sarah.
bluer blue.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be because it's it's just red tie is my
Blue?
color.
This
and
isn't
then-
navy blue. This is midnight blue. Learn the difference.
This is lapis lazuli.
It's like it's a joke from Archer. No, this
Yeah.
isn't black. This is charcoal. Yeah. So, but sorry, this music's actually really relaxing.
It is, isn't it?
Just fall asleep in the chair like,
I feel like I'm in a lounge somewhere.
I mean, it fits the mood.
Feel like I'm in a lounge. It's like a lounge after the peak of the party, and everybody's just like, it's all winding down. There's only like 10 people left inside the building, and it's just like
Been there, and yes, you're right.
The band's just kind of like
Couple
playing
drunks,
out their contract
drunks, slow dancing, just wandering around.
by themselves, not even together. So yeah, you. By the way, I wanted to say, guys, remember you can change your die color. Because most of you have black dice. Just pointing it out. I know some of you probably forgot that is a function of our game program. Because
That's
last
the
time
thing
you
you
did
can
that
do.
was 3 years ago.
Yep.
When we switched over to it. Top right, the paint palette. So, unless anybody has anything else they want to do today.
I'm gonna let Mr. Panda know. Sorry, not Mr. Panda, Mr. Polar Bear know that I am on call at the moment for another job, and unless he can match the wage, I will be going to him. I'll be going whenever they call me up.
He's apoplectic. He's just having a fit. As you tell him. Lawrence, I can't. Come on, have some mercy.
It's just temp work, all right? It'll be for like a week or two, all right? It won't be a big deal. I'll be back afterwards. I still need to work.
Who am I gonna get to work? This kid. He's just like pointing at the young horse.
Avery was pretty good, actually. He did a good job today.
He can't throw. Well, he can.
Oh no. Listen, I'll put out a few feelers. I might know a few guys who will want a few more days work. Get some stilts and attach it to his hoof. I'll put out a few feelers in my area, and I'll find a few guys who need work. Right? I'll do you a solid because you've done me solids by keeping me around.
Okay, it's anachronistic lingo, but okay. I understand, Lawrence. Okay.
I'll do. Listen,
I'll give it a shot.
I know I'm leaving you in the lurch here, all right, and I get that, but I can't turn down this money.
At least you got your deliveries done. She need to get today.
Go chill out.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
He tips his hat and he goes ahead and he goes around the apartment to the usual places and say, hey, this guy, he doesn't pay well, but at least his work. He doesn't pay exceptionally well, but hey, he'll pay you. His money's good. So
yeah, there's a couple of families that have like some like younger men that are having trouble finding work. So it's helpful. They say they'll take a look. Nobody with like a huge amount of experience or anything like that, but I
mean, hey, it'll tide him over for a bit of time.
Yeah, it'll help. But yeah. Anything else anybody wants to do?
I'm still waiting for my opportunity to info dump.
Yeah, I'm.
No one's asked me more on it.
No, because the only person you showed it to is somebody who has. who
No, I mean my knowledge of the rabbit.
Oh, yeah, that's
the rabbit.
true.
Yeah, that's true. Nobody's
No
asked.
one's asked.
Well, hey, the boss, he thinks you're Josh.
I'll ask.
The boss.
I'll
only
bite the
sees you as a
bullet.
socialite.
I'll ask.
I'll buy. I'm showing him where he's staying anyway.
Yeah.
So, Harry, you know this rabbit woman?
Yeah.
Well, what do you know?
Right. Well, you ain't gonna have me believe this, but she's in
In
my line of
English.
work. I am speaking English. I am English. What are you talking about? Come on. Chop me out. Right, listen, alright? She's got a bit of business, yeah? Now, business is in the same line of work as me, except she cases big jobs. See, I only do a little bit of half engineer there, you know, keep things going. She, though, when she goes in, she rinses the place. See, we tea leaves, we all know each other. We all hear rumours of each other. Try not to step on each other's toes, because it just means less pickings for everyone, don't it? You know? You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Right, so what you're saying is she's a thief.
Not just any thief. She's got quite a reputation in this city, let me tell you that, sunshine.
Name a job that she's done.
That's a good question. What job? What's the most famous job she's done that he would be aware of?
Probably wouldn't be her most famous because that would be something.
Most famous out of the ones he's aware of.
Yeah, I was gonna say it'd be probably one of your more minor things because you're most.
In this city, yeah, most
Yeah,
of her
'cause-
decent works in Europe.
Yeah. So, there was a in the Augustus Steelworks, the floor bosses all have like a central safe that they put the monthly the monthly pay into, including their own, and out of nowhere, over the weekend, past guards and like 12-foot high concrete walls with razor wire, or I guess it would be barbed wire at this point. That just only the floor boss's pay went missing. This was during a time when there was like a big strike threat happening in town, and
Yeah.
it's kind of it took the wind out of the management's sails during that point in time.
So he'd sort of info dump that thing. So, well, you know the old Steelworks, yeah? Back when the
Yeah.
strikes were on? Yeah, case the place. She's the reason why all them bosses didn't get their shillings that week, if you know what I mean.
She got over a 12-foot high barbed wire covered fence and passed 8 guards without getting spotted once.
That's the one. Although if you've had your mince pies on the place, you wouldn't believe it too, but telling you, she did it. And I hear she's done even bigger jobs back in the continent.
Well, this is your room. Just stay out of sight of the main house, all right?
That's my specialty. Don't you worry about that.
All right, but be around when I need you.
You can count on me, Gov.
And I'm back upstairs to the boss.
Okay.
Writing at
I
my
would like
desk.
to say, as I'm leaving, I'm going to attempt to see if there's any small thing I can case, because it's force of habit.
Sure. If you're gonna try and do like a quick casing, just kind of look through and see what's going on. I'd
Slip a little
say,
something in the old pocket.
You'd probably have to be a contested roll versus Roman, because Roman would be on the lookout for that. So I'd say that would be I'm going to say because you're trying to do it quick like, and you're not necessarily trying to do anything else, that would be a speed. Probably speed and deceit. You're trying to quickly and stealthily get something out of habit, like kleptomaniac wise. Whereas Roman, that would be a mind observation check, and it'd be a versus. Here, it'd be a contested roll. So we'd do Harry first. You'd roll your speed, deceit, and then after that, Roman, you roll your mind ops check.
All right, so let's have a look here. So I roll speed, and then I go
Deceit.
Or would it not be career thief?
Career thief, that die goes to your athletics. See where those D8s are on there.
Okay.
It's not, you don't roll the trait. That's just what that trait's die you've assigned it
All
to.
right. Well, I've also got sleight of hand because I mean I'm casing the place, right? I've got sleight of hand. I would use that, wouldn't I?
You can palm small edge, picking things and everything. Roll speed, deceit versus 3.
All right,
So-
fair enough. No, you're right. I'm learning this myself.
Yeah. So actually,
Okay,
yeah.
so
that's
speed then
exactly-
deceit.
Yeah. I didn't even know that was the official way of doing that, but that apparently is.
Hey.
One success. Well, it's not one success. 6 is the number to beat. So
Okay.
now it's Roman. You've got to do your mind observation, and you have a decent chance because that's it's 2d8s. So it's one success.
40
Keep going. You might get more.
Wait, what? Damn.
So it's just one success, because you beat the 6. So so we're learning here. That's how contested rolls work. The versus 3 is for everything that's not contested, and if it's contested, it's whoever has the highest in there. So, Roman, you spot this. Not only you spot this because you're observing and everything. You like catch his hand.
I was going to say, as he goes to pick it, I grab his hand and it's like, tell me something, kid. How do you become a thief when you don't have hands?
Oh, come on. It's force of habit, mate. Come on.
You touch anything in this house without my express permission, you lose a hand.
All right, steady, young.
Hands in pockets.
Yeah, I heard you the first time.
Make sure you don't forget. Rest
Let's
well,
go.
the boss will need you soon.
Let's go of the
After
fountain
stress.
pens that were on the table. Yeah, it's something like so minor. It's just the fountain pens. Yeah. So yeah, you do that.
I mean, I have to play to it. My character is greedy.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
no,
I'll just
no,
say.
no,
And then you
that's fine.
suddenly start going, ancestral sword back on the table,
Yeah.
bust back on the stand.
A bus back on the stand. But yeah, you head. So after that, you head up to the boss's study. Pretty sure. Is there anything else you guys wanted to do for this night?
I'm guessing
Or-
he lore dumps me about.
Yeah. Boss, we may have a problem.
What is it, Roman? I take my glasses off, put my pen down.
La Pan. Harry apparently knows her.
Harry?
Remember the steelworks job a couple of weeks back?
Yeah, the Baron was talking about it. Said it was one of those Riverside boys.
La Pan. She's got a rep back in Europe.
You're saying Miss La Pan is a thief?
No, I'm saying Miss La Pan is the kind of thief that gets over a 12-foot high barbed wire top wall and past 8 guards without anyone knowing she was there. And suddenly, at the mayor's gala, she turns up asking to talk to you.
Huh. Miss La Pan might be more useful than I first thought.
Maybe not a problem, then. Opportunity?
We'll see what we can make of it. I'll call her again in the morning. Say there's been a change of plans. I wanted to meet her here. Wanted to meet me here. We'll have Benny go pick her up.
You got it, boss. You need me tonight?
No, take the night off.
See you in the morning.
Good night. I'm gonna go back to my work.
All right.
Drafting speeches.
Yeah, of course.
I assume I don't get a call from the Speakeasy to go to work tonight.
It's been weeks. I don't have my dice handy.
No, Roach, no,
Yeah.
no. It's been 2 weeks at least.
It's been 3.
It's been 3 weeks. It has been 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But you do play D&D
Not on
every
this
Monday
channel.
on
It's
this
not.
channel.
Yes, every Monday on this channel we play.
But I can't.
D&D.
But I can't. Yeah. But I can't roll. I can't roll my physical dice
Oh,
on that show.
you missed it actually on that show because I needed to fill out cameras. I had my second camera going, and we had a box of Doom.
Remember, I was watching for a little bit in my car while I was stuck on I-55 in the middle of nowhere.
Don't you love cars?
Nope. Well, no, I'm okay with cars. RVs, not so much right now.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Old man shakes fist at RV.
Yeah, you don't get a call tonight. It's a weeknight. Mayor's kind of cracking down lately. It's been a slowing of the flow from outside of the city coming in, so speakeasies are prioritizing certain nights. And
Alright.
yours in particular is doing that. They serve upper class clientele, and they can't really use the swill that's made local. Or, well, not for a lot of things they can't.
All right. Instead of going to work, I'm going to take a walk around the town and just get a feel for how things are.
It's an average summer night. It's hot. It's humid. People are enjoying it. For the most
Is
part.
there a corner store open nearby?
Oh, almost every corner. Yes, there's corner stores, drug stores. And by the way, in this era, drug stores weren't necessarily just pharmacies. They had things like you go sit at a bar and they serve you egg creams or root beer floats, etc.
Hearing that I will be at a fancy event as Muscle, and knowing what it's like working at a very obviously aimed speakeasy, considering the Alderman was there, and I assume other various politicians have been in the same speakeasy, I will get a refill for lighter fluid, a fresh wick for my flick open Zippo, and a new pack of cigarettes to keep for that night in case I feel like going for a smoke. And instead of putting out the ratty, paper box, I have a nice silver, fake, probably a tin box that I'm putting my cigarettes in instead.
Looks good from a distance.
Yeah, it looks like I'm not pulling out a shitty ratty paper box. Instead, I'm pulling out a tin box, take a cigarette out of it, smoke it. So
For the interior of your coat.
yeah, I head back to my apartment then, and unless anything else happens, I try and get some sleep, which doesn't come easy.
Nope. And with that,
Can I go for a walk too?
oh yes, you definitely can. It's free country.
Can I-
after all.
Can I go for a gentle stroll near the mayor's house?
You could. The mayor doesn't live in town. He lives in a suburb just outside of town.
Is it possible?
You'd have to bus out. Because suburbs in this era weren't necessarily bustled right up against the city limits. There was
But that's where the party's going to be, or is it going to be at town hall?
The party is going to be at his residence in town.
I will go past his residence.
So, okay, you head up to North Point, where it's the light blue cyan. I think that's a cyan. District. Yeah, cyan. I have colored lights in my room, and this is apparently white light, even though it goes from green to yellow. So it's so I can't tell sometimes. So you go up there. The specific like subdivision, the like area in North Point is Hawk Green. He's right on the waterfront of the lake, to the point where technically he has a small section of private beach on the property as well. It is a nice place, and it is dead quiet because nobody lives here when there's nothing going on. It's just
I'm looking for guards. I'm looking at the height of the fences. I'm looking at ground floor windows and first floor windows because I'm a rabbit.
Rabbit, yeah. It is the rabbit. Okay. So.
Want to feed the rabbits, George?
Oh.
The alpha.
So, I'm gonna ask you to make a mind observation check. Well, you got 2 more dice. 1 success. Okay. So Did you get it off again?
Dookie!
Cat.
The cat got the collar.
I don't know how he's doing it. He's getting his collar off every. Yeah, you have to hold still.
Damn it, he brings it to you though.
Yeah, in his mouth. He brings his discarded collar in his mouth and meows at me while it's still there.
Father, I do not wish to wear a tie. Here it is.
That was more like it's came off
That's not
again.
the bow tie one. That's not the bow tie one. That's his little tropical one. He's got a tropical green with flowers on it. But I've got a new bow tie one. It's like up an adult cat size, and I'm gonna put it on him. I'm gonna force it on him. So
you'll wear the tie and you will like it.
You'll wear it. So yeah, with 1 success, what you see is that it's 3 stories. It's like a kind of a mansion setup, very big. It's got like 2 wings and a main house. With from what you can see, kind of in the corner, you can see there's like a big like area in the back where people are supposed to like for parties and the like. The walls look to be hedges.
Is it a thick hedge or is it quite
These are
porous?
Like you can't see through them.
Okay.
You can't see through them, and they go all the way to the ground. Like you don't see the roots.
How high are they?
Probably I'd say 10 feet. They look nice.
Yeah.
You're really ashamed if something happened to him.
Nothing needs to happen to them. Okay. Good to know. I go home.
Just wasn't your night. Couldn't get anything more out of that. And so with that, the night the day ends. You all go to sleep. Some with new jobs or forming plans in your mind or a debt on your shoulders. Ow! Oh, damn it.
And a cat on your leg.
And a cat's claw
Cat-
on your knee.
A cat who wants you dead.
Yep.
AKA Jack Alderman.
So,
No, he doesn't want to kill anyone. That's
Yet.
the problem.
He doesn't want to kill anyone yet.
Rivalon, when did you get here? You're in the wrong campaign.
Everyone go back to D&D, damn it. You're retired.
You got to live, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, got a girlfriend and apparently a family.
Yeah.
When the fuck did that happen?
Everything you wanted.
Oh shit, I haven't sworn. Fuck shit bollocks.
Gotta
It's
get
a
the
more
quota in there.
civilized time we're role-playing in, so
See?
you haven't had the inkling to.
Yes.
Also, most swear words in this day and age were just racist. So
we're
keeping
racial
away.
epithets, so
we're
we're
just
staying
keeping
away
away
from
all
We're
of
staying
that.
away from those.
We're staying far
We're
away from
leaving
that.
those in the 1920s.
Yes, where they
Where
should
they
be.
belong.
Where
Yes.
they should be. Yes. If only some of the politicians that are still alive could also stay there. But,
God, yes.
oh well.
Oh, wow.
Anyway,
Oh well.
let's not get into politics, shall we?
Let's not get into that. Even though one of our party members is
Yeah,
rich in pipe trade.
Leave the politics to Mr. Andrews.
Yes. So yes.
And his
uh,
family values.
Yeah. You
Hasn't come up
head to to bed and awake in the morning. It is only one day to the party, as it was stipulated in the papers. Today is less rainy. It is warm and very humid out. In fact, it's almost in the morning. There's a light fog for a good like half hour, clinging to the very low part of the city, like almost like not even like full height of a person, like lower leg. Like that's how small it is. Just that cool air coming off of the lake for like during the night before being cooked off really quickly in the morning. So what would you all like to do? Oh God, it's Kansas City. Yeah, no, it's the Midwest. It's the Midwest unsung. It's
Not Kansas.
I wake
the only
up.
difference between this and most Midwestern cities is the fact that it has a giant lake to the north of it, which makes it super cold during the winter and ungodly hot during the summer.
I'm gonna get up, start walking around the house, looking for anything that's missing.
So that's a good question. Roman is Roman's a live-in bodyguard. He doesn't have his own place.
You never know when the boss is gonna need me
All right.
to take care of a problem.
The paranoia with Jack would state that he lives in, yeah.
But he can't take the night off, though. So
Yeah, it doesn't mean, yeah, it just means he doesn't,
That means
Just
I don't
means
need you in
the
this
boss
room.
doesn't need me nearby.
And by the way, for just so you guys know, you can use personality as a add-in to any role you make, as long as you can make it work with the role you're making, once per session, or once per day. So a day is a day resets after 8 hours of sleep and a meal.
Well, I'm
that's
up having
kind
breakfast. I'm gonna be having breakfast on in the yard. I'm in
Your
the
home
front-
city, so you're used
Yeah,
to this.
There's one thing that Jack Andrews always does. He doesn't make anyone else do for it. Is I go outside and I collect my morning paper from the front of my house.
With your bodyguard on the porch watching to make sure that you're alive on
You're
the way
just out
back.
a window, like.
Well, you do get. Actually, no, you wouldn't. Paper deliveries weren't a thing at this point in time.
Oh, were they
That's
not? Okay.
That's like a post-war thing. That's like a post-World War II kind of thing. You could like go and have somebody get a paper for you, because you'd have to actually go to like get a newsie. You'd have to go to a newsie like nearby to get it. But this is a kind of a swanky neighborhood, and it's near the campus. I'll say it's not uncommon for like a newsie to be nearby. You could like walk out to like get a paper. So yeah, you get the Tricogha Inquirer.
I'm gonna walk back to my house with the Inquirer. Any interesting headlines?
There's a lot of the Inquirer is kind of like one of those rags that has kind of a smattering of everything in it. It's doesn't specialize in much. You're reading through. There's a piece about.
Oklahoma's playing again. No, that's also too late. That's 43, I think.
Yeah, it's a bit early. There's a section about vaudeville acts going on, and
I was right. Freaking 31st of March, 1943. It's almost like it was my degree.
Yeah. But no, there's like a couple of things about vaudeville acts going on right now. So there's the Marx Brothers being big right now. Kind of reviews on that. Local news is mostly dealing with things like upcoming like social events. Inquirer's a bit of a higher class kind of paper as well, so it's dealing with a lot. In Orchard Point or Orchid Point, there's going to be a sailing kind of what do they call it? A sailing regala. What is it?
Regala.
There you go. Yeah. I wanted to say gala, but that's not the right one. But yeah,
I also have a character question.
Yes.
Which ward of the city am I alderman for?
Oh. Eeny, meeny, miny,
Throws dart at wall. That one.
I'll say
Brick.
you're probably
You're in charge of brick, because that's what I hit.
Yeah, brick.
Yeah.
Bricks are the foundation of the city.
Yep.
Probably far side.
Far side.
Deep green.
So at the top, mate.
Indigo Hills, Harris Garden, Burdock Village, and Harrison's Bluff are the areas you're in charge of.
Oh, that's the district. Okay, no, I thought it would be with Alderman. It would be one of those sub ones. Okay, that's fine.
No, because because the aldermans because it's a small council. It wouldn't be, because there's a lot of little sections of the city. But no, you'd be the alderman of a district, and you'd far side district is what you'd be, which is not necessarily that prestigious. It's actually one of the current, like the latest addition to the city. Harrison's Gardens was taken from the North Central District when the new district was incorporated, because they wanted to incorporate the Tricogha Municipal Airport, which is in Harrison's Bluff. It's that big L shape out there that they commandeered from a whole bunch of farm fields that are up north. So that's opening in a couple of months.
The airport.
Yeah, the municipal airport. Yes, it's in the final stages of being worked on, and you're scheduled to do the ribbon cutting.
When I get the boss back to the house, I'll go and find Harry and take him to the kitchen so he can get breakfast.
Yeah, it's pretty common. Staff are given food in the kitchen. They don't. Yeah. Even though
Make sure he gets something good to eat. All right.
He gets the same thing everybody gets, which is whatever the cooks are making for everybody else. And it's pretty limited actually today, because they have not had a chance to do like a full kitchen run yet. It's just what they could kind of scrounge up short notice. So it's so boss gets a good meal. He's got bacon, eggs. We're not going to go into the moral implications of having a society with herbivores and carnivores and what that means for society. Because
That's for a show called Beastars. Go watch
that's
that
for
if you want that.
Beastars, which Mikey will never stop talking about.
No, fight me! I swear to God.
Yeah, are fish sentient? Like, what's the...
No, that's the
I'm
thing.
gonna
No,
say
they're
fish
not.
or not. I'm gonna say fish are probably pretty. You know what? I'm going with the fact that regular animals still exist in this world, and that's just a thing we're gonna have to accept.
Fair. All right, moving on.
Well, at least I'm a tiger and not anything like bovine. Otherwise, we got some
Yeah,
issues.
we're just gonna have to accept that regular cats exist, regular tigers exist, all that, and you're just a different kind. And that
I mean, could you imagine you're like a bull or something like that, and you're being protected by a black panther
thing
who
is,
every now and
you
then
don't have
goes,
to imagine that.
"Man, I'm hungry."
You don't have to imagine that because the mayor is a bull.
Oh dear.
The
Deary,
mayor
deary
is a
me.
bull.
I'm
The mayor
weird.
is-
I've
My
already
head
got
is
it
just
in my
going,
head
who's the
that-
cat? I'm the cat. Who's the cat? I'm the cat. Who's the cat? I'm the cat. If anyone... That's a Madagascar roast. Yeah.
I already know in my head that Lena's going to be in a room with these 4 people and go, I'm the only herbivore.
Yeah, because I
feel
thought that
quite
as well.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, I thought that as well. I was like, wait, there's only one herbivore in this group, and it's not only the only woman, but it's the only foreign woman.
To be fair, dogs are not.
Omnivorous.
Omnivorous,
dogs are
kind of.
omnivores.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, well, they can.
Belly,
They can
grass,
gain. Yeah, they
belly.
Can gain anything.
They'll eat anything they can get their
Foxes
mouth
eat
on.
everything.
Yeah,
Foxes
foxes
eat
are-
whatever they can find.
Foxes
They
can
really
do
do.
as well. But again, we're not getting to the moral implications of this. You're having bacon and eggs.
It's
with
delicious.
toast. Yeah, and you get as much nutrients out of it as you want.
You're eating dead pig and baby dead chickens.
And they're delicious.
Sounds great. Yeah.
It's a thing. We'll work through it.
Now I want bacon and eggs. God damn it, Roach.
Yeah, so do I. The problem is
I
they don't
got
make
the
bacon
hunger.
packs small enough for me to eat it all. When I have the craving of bacon, it's always just like so much leftover
Gonna
bacon.
walk into that party and imagine everyone as steaks. Like,
Yeah, well,
Yeah, instead of imagining everyone naked, it's imagine everyone as like a thin-cut sirloin.
Then?
Well,
I
hey,
didn't raise you
it's
that
so
way, Michael.
you're not wrong. You got that thick cut, that inch-thick cut
So
sirloin.
that's your three's morning. That's your three's morning. Jack has his breakfast out in his front yard. He's got a little table with like an umbrella out there. It's kind of like, it's a nice, open air. It's the healthy air of a industrialized city that all the doctors say is perfectly fine and in fact very healthy for you in this day and age. And then the other 2 that are living in this location, they have their breakfast in the morning kind of separated from Jack, at least for a portion of time. Whereas, and then we'll go to a nice hotel in the center part of the city, overlooking Addison Park. Addison Park, by the way, is not the largest park in the city, but it is probably one of the more important because it's the home to the Tricogha Youths, which is one of the city's 2 major league baseball teams that are part of here. So you can see them practicing quite often from your window as you
Still don't understand it, but cool.
Nah, yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but I mean,
Attractive men in tight clothing.
they are no, it is turn of the century baseball, so they're not exactly.
Yeah, they all look like Babe Ruth, probably.
Yeah, no, they're all pretty husky guys. It's more of an endurance game instead of the. Yeah, but hey, that might have been the thing back then. I don't know. It depends on the standards of beauty at the time, because that is always in.
I like the other idea that you say husky guys, and now I'm just imagining a group of huskies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, there has to be a couple. There has to be a couple that are just huskies because they're always chasing the ball.
Yep. They're the outfielders.
Yeah, they're the outfielders. Yeah.
I got it.
There's a few Labradors in there.
You guys seen Storks? The film Storks?
Oh yeah, I think I have. Yeah.
One of the best
Years ago.
animated films of like the last 5 years. Honestly, watch it. I watched it as like nothingness TV, and it was I cried, laughed at that film.
But so yeah, you have your morning overlooking morning practice of the Tricogha youths, and our Mr. O'Shea. You're having leftovers.
Yep.
You're having leftovers. You haven't had a good shopping trip in like a week. So,
I'm living on cigarettes and bread.
beans.
Yeah,
Just
cigarettes and
you got-
beans. Cigarettes
yeah.
on beans.
Cigarettes on beans. You have some bread and you have some beans and you have a pot. that
He
you
smells
cook.
fantastic.
It's what.
Oh,
It's
God,
what,
yeah.
You're a single man in the 1920s. You don't know how to.
Who
cook.
works 2 jobs.
Who works 2
Probably
jobs.
can barely afford the apartment he lives in because he has to pay for it because he can't not live in an apartment because he needs to make sure he looks clean for his jobs.
Yep. You have 2
Basically,
suits.
you're eating what university students will eat for the rest of eternity.
Essentially.
Hey, we can't say that because Midge is a university student, and
Not
as far as I
anymore.
know,
Not
Well-
anymore. I ate a bit better than that.
I didn't. Yes, I can tell you, I did not. I worked a part-time job while in college, and I did not eat any better than Larence currently is. So,
experience, channel that.
no. Don't make me go back to the dark times, Roach, please.
So you go ahead and do that. So we're gonna kind of have a bit looser time with this day since you're all prepping for a big thing going on the next night. You can spend today doing any prep that you would like to. You've got a big party to go to, big social event where you've got to make contact with the Port Authority chief and everything, and then you also need to get that report from the dockmaster, that mouse, and what timing of that, if you want to do that at the same time and have it, or what. You have to work that all out.
Or maybe we should sort that all out beginning in the next stream.
Yeah, because we're
You're
actually
right,
at
I
time for
just
this
saw
first
that.
episode. So,
Yeah.
if you want to, now that we've introduced this show and introduced these characters, if you're enjoying, we'll be back next Tuesday, same time, with the second episode of Tricogha Nights. Thank you to Commissar Roach for DMing and writing this campaign. I'm also joined by the illustrious Surelyonlymikey and UtariOnzo. You can catch them at twitch.tv Surelyonlymikey and twitch.tv/UtariOnzo. I'm also joined by the beautiful duo that is RivalZoneGaming and Red Moogle. You can get them at twitch.tv/RivalZoneGaming. As a note, all links to these channels are in the show information panel down below the stream in the About section or in the YouTube description. There will be links, so you don't have to go and remember all of these. But anyway, and I've been Midgeman. You can get me either here at the Component Cast, or I produce here, and this is also I also run the I DM the Monday D&D game, or you can get me at twitch.tv/Midgeman. And have a wonderful rest of your night, everybody. Good night now.
Good night.
Good night, all.